So where's the office back at Division? In the office, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
What time is it?
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Now Myers to win the league, yes!
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Well, hello and welcome to the, what we called? Oh yeah, Below the Rim show. It's only last week, feels like weeks and months ago. It's me, Pabs, of course. I'm joined as always by my main man, Ads. How are you, sir?
Well, hello.
Good.
Just wanted to say what you say. Well, hello.
Mr. Nicholson's here as well. How are you, sir?
Wait, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I've finished my busy week.
Pipe down now. Let's move on. Grant Young is here from the Rocks On podcast. How are you, sir?
Hello, or are you lads, or whatever I normally say.
I'm rushing through this because we've got a special guest. He's in the waiting room. I think he can hear us. I'm about to add him to the stream. It's none other than. Can I call him veteran? We'll ask him about that in a minute. But it is Mr. ELVISI DUSHA.
Can you hear me?
There he is.
Whoa!
Boys, 1 second.
This is all audio, so don't worry, V. No one's going to see you just in your shorts.
Can you hear me?
Very clearly. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you lot?
Not bad at all. Thanks for coming on. You're pushed for time because you tell everybody where you are right now.
I'm in Albania, near doors, just with the national team. I'm just trying to go sit somewhere where I can put the camera still because it looks a bit. I feel like I'm the only one, like, not professional at the moment.
Don't worry, this is all audio. We don't put any video.
Oh, why didn't you say that, Paul? Why didn't you tell me it's just audio? I went and put my best shirt on and everything.
Is that an Always Balling shirt?
Of course.
Of course it is.
Nothing other than Always Balling.
Thanks.
You should know this.
Thanks to Always Balling for sharing the little link earlier about you coming on the show. But
Just
You got like the world's heaviest doors.
This is fantastic.
Now I'm ready. Let me just sit down here, and you lot have my undivided attention.
This is award-winning podcast material right here.
I think you're right. I think this is certainly award-winning. Where are you now? Are you in the canteen?
Yeah, we got dinner in about half hour, so I thought if I come and sit here now,
you'll be in there ready. Yeah, you can't be late.
I can't be late. I'm here already. How are you guys? You all right?
We're great. More importantly, how are you and how do you feel about coming back for season number 10?
I know, I'm excited. To be fair, I wish no one knew it was 10 years. Everyone keeps telling me I'm old, you're this, you're that. I told them it's like my second year or something. But no, I'm really excited, to be fair. I'm really happy to be back, if I'm being honest. Especially, I think I'm more excited about a lot of the guys, if you get what I'm saying. So it's not not like I'm going into something new. It's something we're all kind of familiar with. We know what we can bring and we know the level that we can play at. So in a way, it's kind of exciting, you know, the possibilities that we can kind of actually be with a whole season under our belt.
That's true. There's more continuity there than most BBL teams have just across the board.
Club as well, to be fair, because realistically, I mean, obviously I've been around for a while now, but it's very rare that a new club would come in. I've played for Scorchers when it was a new franchise. I played for Royals when it was a new franchise, and for Patriots, a new franchise. And I think this is like, other than Royals, because of the budget and all of the other expenses and whatnot, but I think this is like the first time I've kind of, in my mind, I've thought a team's kind of just entered the league, had a somewhat good year, and then the next year's like possibly a chance to actually win something within 24 months of being an established like organisation. I think that's crazy, and I think if we do win something, it's going to be even better once we do, to be fair.
You're going to make Paul one happy man. Paul will be one happy man.
I've told you.
And Pabs, I suppose.
I'm telling you, we got something special this season.
Was it hashtag unfinished
business?
Business, mate. Do you have that word in Scotland?
Hashtag everything. Pause the guy for the hashtag.
King of hashtags.
King of hashtags.
Listen, do you mind being called veteran? You're not even 30 yet.
I know, that's the crazy thing. I don't really mind it, to be fair. I don't mind it because I can't dunk. I don't mind being called a veteran, if that makes sense. I'm saying, because I'm not a really player and stuff, I don't mind being called a veteran. Then at least it's like, well, he's old as shit. We don't expect him to go.
What's your listed height?
6'2".
I'm 6'2", and I'm never going lower than 6'2". I don't want anyone. Paul better not change any graphics and make anything. I'm staying at 6'2" no matter what happens.
6'1.5".
Yeah, I can see the top of his head when I stand next to him.
You've never felt the joy of a slam dunk before?
I have. I genuinely, my whole career, I think I've had 2 in-game dunks. One of them was against Birmingham Knights.
Oh, wow.
I was at the Birmingham Knights.
Could have been.
When they had the lefty that played at Plymouth as well.
Benson?
Brent Benson, yeah, him. My first dunk was against him, to be fair. Well, not against him, but on his team. So, it felt good. First possession of the game, and it's never, ever happened again.
So you're excited about this season, and like you said, the continuity of guys coming back is immense. But I tell you what, as well, I don't know if you've seen it today. I can send an image to you guys. I'll tweet it out, obviously. You got the whole of the back page today, big spread in the local paper.
Thank you, Paul. Yes, Paul. About time Paul gets some attention. Jesus. No, joking. I'm excited. I've actually learned a lot from the message I sent you, Pabs, about how Plymouth's kind of become home and the fans have become family and the city's kind of become my own. Not my own, but it's become home. Like, I genuinely meant that. Like, there's no... Years ago when I played here under... when I believe Bob was the owner when I was here years and years ago, I'd be honest with you, I wasn't really a big fan. I didn't really enjoy it. I felt like everyone kind of looked at me different because I'm not Devon or Plymouthian or whatever the right word is. And now I feel like it's completely different. I genuinely love Plymouth. It's the off season, and I've spent at least 3-4 weeks out of the off season in Plymouth already. So, which is quite rare for me, especially as a city kid.
Good man.
When you see the whole of the back page, what's this? The Plymouth local paper or something?
It is Plymouth Herald.
Yeah. Plymouth, Devon, and Cornwall. I'll have you know.
Oh, Paul, mate, legend, Paul.
That's readership, man. What you should do now, Pabs, is rewind to when his camera first came on, right? Photoshop a testicle coming out of the bottom of his shirt, and then put that on page 1. ELVISI DUSHA.
You guys are killing me, man. You guys are killing me.
Like nuts as in crazy nuts. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not the old Peter Beardsley picture.
Yeah.
Herald. Put it on paper. They'll love it.
You know how hard it is to be a media manager when ELVISI DUSHA is on your team. He does not need any ideas.
I think first ever athletes have the back page one day and the front page the next day.
Exactly. Yeah, Paul needs to understand. Us as players, we have a coach who gets onto us. Paul as the media guy, I feel like it's only right. As players, we should be on. To be fair, no one's on Paul apart from me. He's actually a legend. I just like winding him up. He's so easy to wind up.
Yeah. I mean, with that picture on the front cover, you can imagine what you could do with BBL as a hyphen. Big basketball. Yeah, anyway.
Fire away with questions, fellas. Fire away. I'm going to check the emails.
I'm going to let you guys go first. I'm going to let you guys go first. I'm just going to listen right now.
Who's up there?
Hey, man.
So you can edit it out. Oh, no, he said this. Or, say this. Send an ELVISI text.
Nah. ELVISI, we haven't actually spoke before, but I'm a big fan of yours from afar. Love it. I loved what you did last season and the year before, and it's great seeing guys re-signing for the same club. We have this sort of merry-go-round in the BBL of guys sort of dotting around the place, and I think you kind of answered it. But what is it about Plymouth?
First, that's number one thing for me. Like, I enjoy life outside of basketball in Plymouth. So in Plymouth, I could live in Plymouth without playing basketball. And to me, that's crazy, because of how much greenery there is and how polite everyone is. It's quite new to me. But I just like the city for me is just it's amazing. The people in the city are so nice. There's literally so much you can do in Plymouth. I would have never thought there's that much. I try to convince my people back in London to like come to Plymouth for a vacation. That's how much of like a fan. Yeah. But that's like one of the aspects. The fact that I can enjoy myself. Sorry, there's flies everywhere. The fact that I can enjoy myself, like outside of basketball, quite a lot of times in your early careers, like you'll go somewhere and you kind of go practice home, bombard yourself in the room, practice home, lock yourself in the room, and you kind of put yourself in a little shell. Whereas in Plymouth, I feel like I don't have any of that. Like I could finish practice and I could have a whole jam-packed day, and my day would just fly through. I won't be bored. I won't be missing. I've got people there. I've got guys who was part of the club before the change. I've got guys part of the club now. Even, someone like Paul who works part of the club, like he could tell you, we've gone out several times, had food, just chilled, and for me, it's nice to be able to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, another important aspect of it is the fact that we got a lot of guys coming back, and mine and PJ's relationship is quite good. So when we kind of had the conversation at the end of the season, he was super transparent about what he wants to do, and then I kind of gave him the thumbs up immediately. I said, look, if what you're telling me is going to go to plan, then throw me, like I'm down for it. And it's a good place. Like the fans are unbelievable. Like I don't think there's, as you mentioned earlier, guys tend to go around the league. That was me for a while. That was me for the first 6 years of my career, I believe. I was just, other than Surrey, I was just kind of bouncing around, and it just feels so relaxing to kind of have that not safety net as much, but that kind of, cool, I played at Plymouth, I understand Plymouth, I know what to expect from Plymouth, and I know what I'm going to get from Plymouth, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of the thing where we're only going to get out of it what we bring. So it kind of just relies on us. But in terms of my main reason, it'd have to be because of the guys coming back and PJ staying term, and Carl's such an amazing person, like super transparent. Very rare you get management who's so transparent with players. Myself being the captain of the team, like I feel like I can walk into the office and kind of say, look, us as players feel like we're missing this with that, and they're not the type to kind of shut it down and say, no, this is how we want it, this is how it must go. They're super open to make sure players are comfortable, that at the end of the day they get it, especially PJ for sure, he's been doing it for about 60 years, bless him. But Carl, he's quite good. Like he understands that because he's kind of already got that business side of stuff. He also knows more about, like, he kind of understands. When we approach him and say, Carl, look, something small as in we'd love to, we're tired of traveling on the day of a game. Like, he would happily do what he can to kind of accommodate us on long journeys, to stay the night. And in us as players, there's nothing more relaxing and more reassuring than knowing that management actually listen and take you play, and they're not just there to be a little guinea pig for 9 one at the end of the month. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Because the amazing thing is, it's like we were saying before, you guys, there's 3 Plymouth representatives on the show here. You guys are contenders next year. I'm sure, you're going to do something. And obviously, I was wondering, were you, Paul Nicholson might have to keep quiet for this one, but were you nervous at all coming into a new franchise, having seen what happened at London City Royals? Because obviously in the BBL, there is always that sort of sticky situation of will it last? But, what Plymouth have done is incredible in such a short amount of time. Did you ever have any worries about it?
I think we all did, to be fair. I think if Ryan saying, I think from top all the way down to bottom, we always kind of have that question mark of what if it doesn't go to plan? You get what I'm saying? Like, what would happen? Even for myself, like if I'm being honest with you guys, I actually signed to a different team before Patriots thing happened, if I'm being honest. And then obviously had a conversation with some of the guys. Let me put these away because I feel quite strong. Even having a conversation with some of the guys, like Paul, with Phil, who was part of the club last year, and of course had a really long conversation with PJ. I think it was just like, I kind of came into the situation with the intentions of, even if it went downhill when it went as bad as it could go, I'm accepting it, because at the end of the day, I made the decision to not go to a certain team, to come back to Plymouth with knowing within a month or 8 months it will go bust, like it has done for me before. But that fear does play on you, but then you kind of realise, like I said earlier, you get out what you put in. So us as players, before the guys come in, Tone, Deuce, and all the imports, and Troy and all of them, before they came in, there was days where like me and some of the guys would sit there and be like, "Gee, can we really do this for 9 months? Like, are we really sit there and get smacked by 30?"
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Especially for myself, for having come from the last 4 years, being in 5 finals, and then going from being bottom of the league.
Sure.
Like, shit, it's like, fucking hell, sorry. It's like, damn it, did I make like the... Sorry, Paul, don't look at me like that. It's like, did I... It's like, did I make the right decision? Or you start questioning and you start thinking, Jesus, whatnot. But honestly, I think it was a big risk, but that's going to pay off. It did pay off.
Yeah.
Personally, I think what the club's doing and the direction they're going, it's going to... A lot of clubs are going to end up kind of following the footsteps of what Carl's kind of doing and what people are doing, what all the management and all the guys at the club are kind of putting down.
Yeah, ELVISI, I want to go back to the start. Obviously, you started your pro career when you were here with, obviously, Surrey. And was it Surrey United?
Yeah, Surrey United.
Yeah. How obviously being such a young guy at the time, and that was obviously quite a difficult situation at times in terms of results. How do you think that's kind of helped you now? Obviously, coming into like a new team of what you've said and under London, how would that situation being in teams that are maybe struggling to get wins, how's that helped your career?
I mean, and I say this with all due respect, if I'm being honest, my first year or two, I think in my first 2 years in the BBL with Surrey United, I think we won 7 league games and I think 2 outside competition games out of 40, maybe 60 something. So I think I felt like the worst you could feel as a sportsman in terms of losing, being bottom of the league and feeling crap about yourself. Whereas I've also felt like I've been really fortunate being in a situation like that where, you've kind of been looking down the bottom of the barrel. You've seen the worst of the worst you can get in sports. Obviously, of course, there's injuries and whatnot. But then having years like that, and then you kind of go to a situation where Royals, for example, where the budget was endless and the possibilities was endless and the recruitment was ridiculous. And I think it's taught me a lot over the years. Like I feel like my biggest asset is how much I can absorb everything in year by year. So in Surrey, I've never forgotten how bad it felt to lose in Surrey. Even at the beginning of this year, how not depressing because there's real life stuff to be depressed about, but how like detrimental it is to your state of mind when you keep getting battered and you lose and you start questioning, like, what am I doing? Like, I've done it for 7-8 years. Should I just, let me stop now before I get carried away or whatnot? But I think all these experiences have kind of taught me a lot in the sense of, even at Surrey, I kind of got thrown in the deep end having Jack Majeski as my coach, and I was the captain at the age of 18, I think, or 19, and playing 40 minutes a game, and I was never exposed to any of that. I feel like that kind of pushed me hard as well. And to be honest with you, I didn't really realise how big of a deal the BBL was when I first came in. Like, I genuinely thought it was just another NBL on the weekend. We're just going to go jump in a minibus, play a game in front of about 200-300 people, and then just call it a day, if I'm being honest. And then over the years, like, I kind of just enjoyed it more. I got a lot of experience in the BBL. As much as people want to downplay the BBL and the skill aspects, the imports and whatnot, I think the BBL is a superb place for experience, especially for young up-and-coming players.
So how do you think now, obviously, back then to now, what's the major difference you've seen in this league?
Back in the day, I'd say it was literally anyone could step in and do a shift. I feel like now, I personally feel like the defense has picked up a lot. I feel like every team is focusing a lot on defense, which is making the offense better, of course. The other thing I think is also really important is how the management of players, guys, the BBL, like, I've got endless of stories about how guys were living in the BBL, how guys were being paid in the BBL, how guys were being in the BBL in my first years, to a point where, like, it's actually, like, I don't even want to say it, but it's very, very disrespectful. Compared to now, like, the living's so much different. Guys are being able to access the gym anytime they want. Like, for me, it's all the small things that help. The BBL's not really been in, like, there's nothing really been wrong with the BBL. I think it comes down to the people you have in charge, if you ask me, especially at clubs. I think if you've got someone who wants that club to move forward and push, going to move. For example, look at Leicester. Leicester every year, I don't remember in my 10 years of being in this league, a team like Leicester ever taken a step back. If I'm being totally honest, I don't remember the last time you could look at Leicester and say, I mean, of course, they don't win, it's easy to say then it's not their year. But in terms of elevation year by year, that's one team that's consistently just gone up and up and up. I feel like every team should just kind of look, obviously not to be Leicester, but kind of, there's no harm in saying, you know what, that works for you guys, we're going to kind of take it to ours as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I got a question for you, LVC.
God. Oh, God.
How good is it to play for the Patriots?
Yeah.
You've got the voice. Perfect.
This is more. This is more about LVC kind of off the pro court and more about you around the community. I see endless amount of fans kind of spending time with you. I see you dragging kids onto the floor to rebound the ball for you. And I don't think that's just because you're being lazy. I think you're actually quite good with the community. So, like, what have you been doing in the off season to kind of keep that going? Because I know you have been active.
I'm quite interactive with everyone, if I'm being honest. Like I say this to everyone, let alone they are. Like, I've always said my whole life, if you show me love, I'll give it straight. I'll give you even more back. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like last season and this season, of this upcoming season and summer, like a lot of the fans have been real with me, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm quite a good judge of character, and I feel like nothing hostile's come from them yet. In terms of the children, I have all the time in the world for the kids. If I could, if I was rich enough, I would pay for every kid to come to every game, to every single night, if it was possible. Like, I'm such a, like, kids are the future, if you get what I'm saying. Like, the way we mold our children will be the way the world will mold around them. Do you get what I'm saying? We teach our children to be reckless, stupid, idiots, whatnot. They're going to turn out to become like that. You get what I'm saying? And they're the next person, they'll move to the next one. But I don't know, the community for me is just, like, I love everyone. Even in the day of the game, like, a lot of times we can't even have a post-team meeting because I'm still on the floor and Tone will still be on the floor and just mingling with the fans. But, like, how is it not fair to, like, they come and devote all that time and they cheer all of that for us, and they, you know, essentially they push us. They're the sixth man, like we said the whole of last year. It wouldn't feel right for me to just give them a round of applause and go about my day. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they play as much of a part as we do. And plus, they're all cool as well. They're the most loveliest people. It's not like they're fake. It's not like their intentions are bad. Like, they're genuinely really lovely people. Like, I could sit there after a game and speak to all of them. I'd probably need a chair, but I genuinely would love to, like, sit there and just I personally think after games we should put all the fans in a certain area, and once the players shower, everyone should just chill there and mingle. Whoever wants to go home, go home.
There's way too many LVC jerseys at the games. There's way too many.
That's good for the club.
It's good for always balling as well.
To be fair, there was one game, I don't remember when it was. There was one game where I must have put a tweet out saying, as a joke, like, you know, make sure everyone's got your new AB LVC shirts out, whatever. I got to the game. I'd never in my life seen so much LVC or always balling shirts and hoodies.
They were cool.
To a point where Carl come up to me and was like, mate, what is going on? And obviously I'm a cheeky little guy, so I kept saying to Carl, look, you should have used always balling instead of whoever you're using. You could have done something together. But no, honestly, like, they're so lovely. That's just another part of it. Like, I've got my own clothing line on the outside. And just to see, like, I'm not the kind of person to push you to buy a shirt. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't want to buy it, I'm not really bothered, if I'm being honest. But to see how loyal and how much, like, to be fair, they wear them every game as well. You get what I'm saying? That's a small thing. But it's like, in my mind, it's major. Like, I feel like I should give her the money back for buying the hoodie, because I don't know, I feel guilty. I don't want her to buy. I want her to buy. And they all buy it out of love. You get what I'm saying? It's like, how can you not give back? How can you not show love? But at the same time, of course, if someone who don't like me, I probably wouldn't talk to you. But I'll give you what you give me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Listen, we have a question from a number of Plymouth fans.
Oh my!
There's I've had at least 4 on this particular subject. They want to know. They want to hear your opinion, your range of emotions, and what you went through in that Bristol game, where I think Patriots were done and dusted twice, 2-3 times. I had to run off to the loo.
The overtime game.
Triple double overtime. 5 players on each team. Even Oh, flipping it!
You hit the game. You hit the tie. You tied it up. One end of overtime. You tied it up. Roel Graham Bell tied it up at one point.
Yeah. That was it. Oh my God! I know that was. I don't know the emotions. To be fair, we're just in the moment. But I'm not gonna lie to you. The one thing I do remember after I hit that shot, I swear to God, I could hear nothing. All I could hear was the arena, like just sound. Like I couldn't hear cheering. I couldn't hear nothing. I could just hear my ears blocked. Like all I could hear was dum, dum. Like it was genuinely wild. And then I got up, and then everyone's trying to celebrate. But in my mind, it's only like 4.3 seconds. But I thought, I just made this. The last thing I want to do is then score, and then it's like it wasn't worth it. But then Roel, if you look back at the video, I was actually open when Roel got the rebound. So it could have been two. It could have been two buzzer beaters. But Roel's selfish ass wants to go to the corner and shoot the three himself. No, I'm joking. That was such a crazy game. And the crazy thing about it was we went to Cheshire the next day. Was it the next day? We went to Cheshire within like 24, 48 hours to play a whole nother game. Yeah. And we couldn't all believe it. And on the way there, we're telling all the guys that got ejected from the game, you guys better have a good game. Like, you guys are fresh. So don't look at any of us five. You guys are all fresh. You had like a 20-minute break. Please check our temperature. Conditioning, please. It's so hot in this country. I don't think you guys understand.
Is it?
It is burning in this country.
Listen,
how can people watch? How can people watch your games?
It's cold.
I'm going to put the link on my Instagram. Ooh. I'm going to put the link on my Instagram. It's on YouTube at 8 o'clock on Sunday the 3rd.
Nice. I'm up for that.
Sunday the 3rd, I believe.
I'm off Sunday.
The 4th. But it's a Sunday. Don't know what day it's on a Sunday. At 8:30 on YouTube. I'll put it on my Instagram as well, just so everyone can have a look if they need to.
We have another question. Of all the teams you've played for and the seasons you've had in the BBL, which season stands out the most for you?
It's difficult, isn't it? It's been 10 years, Pablo. What kind of question is that, mate? Jesus.
You've got lots to choose from.
To be honest with you, I'll be honest. I think number one for me would have to be winning the trophy with the Royals, and more so because of the guys we won it with. Like on that team, we were all literally London guys who grew up together. So there was no nicer feeling of winning with Ash and with Matt and with Ed and with Jules, who's like practically my brother, and with all the guys on the team with AJ. Like it felt, even the celebration afterwards felt like, it didn't feel like a celebration. It felt like we were just celebrating each other. Do you get what I'm saying? It was we were so cool. We were such a clique to a point where winning that kind of just topped off everything. Especially with the club going bust, it was kind of like, it was a nice little reward winning that trophy, wherever that trophy is. And then yeah. I know. And then, yeah, good. It was good, though. I'm not going to lie. It was but my other favourite year, I'll be super honest, was my year at Worcester with PJ. My first year with PJ. Of course.
Your team was nice then.
That's what I'm saying. And I was the only guard, so PJ had to play me. Do you get what I'm saying? Averaging 10, 11 assists a game, and it was like, and for me, it felt effortless. But to be fair, I felt like I wasn't doing anything. Them guys did all the work. And they're all saying to me, oh my God, great game. I'm like, nah, not really. Like, you had a great game, which made me look good. So you better fix it.
Yeah, that team was nice. Yeah.
It was. And the last one I'd probably have to say would have to be my Raiders. The Raiders, the final ever Raiders year that was ever assembled together, the COVID year, with Ricky McGill, with Ash, with Prince, with Dens, with what was his name? The Australian, my favourite human being in the world, Ryan Beastie, with Ryan. Yeah, with all of them. Like, it was just, that was a nice little team as well. And I think because it was COVID, we kind of only had each other, so it was quite nice to kind of just. There was no fans at games. We were trash talking to other teams, and we were winning. We won 32 games in a season, overall in all competitions. So it was just it was amazing year, I think. But it's difficult to choose one year. I think every year's got something about it which is like, wow, like I like that a lot. I miss that. I don't miss this. You know what I mean?
Well, see, you mentioned the trophy final and the overtime where you just kicked it up a gear. And I watched it back not that long ago, and it's a hell of an overtime. 5 minutes, you take it over, and somebody's, I can't think who it is who's asked now. Somebody's asked, is that something is it a blur to you? Do you remember that? Because you went up an octave.
No, I definitely remember it. To be fair, I still watch. I think I watched that game about 6 weeks ago. I think I just randomly was on YouTube just watching the game. To be fair, like, in big moments like that, like I know I'm not a scorer, I'm not no crazy athletic human being, whatever. But I think in moments like that, like I know within myself, I've got like a certain character that you really have to out battle to kind of win. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That you really got to. I know myself quite well, and I've kind of got that. I can be a proper arse about stuff if I want. So especially in that final. And the other thing, to be honest, was the whole trash talking back and forth between us and them, having Jordan Spencer on the other team, and who kind of, everyone was like, oh, you know, Jordan's a better backup. All of this rubbish. You know what I mean? Like just all of that bickering online, all of that bickering against each other, and all of the trash talking. Because we played London 6 times, so there was so much waffling back and forth and whatnot. So I think that final kind of just was my way of, one, finally winning something, because I hadn't won anything in the BBL for 5 years. And then secondly, it was kind of to just put my foot down and just let everyone know, look, listen, I get it, I'm a backup most shit, but I'll probably be the best backup in this league. Sorry, the best backup in this period. You know what I mean?
Another question, I don't know if Mr. Nicholson's going to like this one, but somebody wants to know when things get antsy, like they did in the Bristol game, for example, when things get a little bit hot under the collar and people get a bit feisty, you seem to say very cool, but your mouth is going. What kind of thing are you saying to the opposition?
I like to, I hope no referees listen, but I like to say certain stuff to really get under someone's skin. So it puts them off, not puts them off their game, but I just want them to kind of lose their cool. Like it depends who it is as well. Like as I've gotten older a bit, I try not to like cross the line. Get what I'm saying? Like I'd rather kind of just diffuse the situation and say, listen, both of you shut your mouths and let's just get on with it, sort of thing. But there's times where I kind of lose my head as well, and I'm sure everyone's seen it. Or a call's not going my way, or I'm just having a bad game. I tend to snap quite a lot, and I am quite verbal with how I say stuff, and I'm quite forward, and I kind of don't care about anyone's feelings when I'm in that mind frame. So if I've ever upset anyone or whatever, obviously I apologise.
There's one more thing along those lines. I cannot remember who it was, and it's really going to annoy me. I think it was against Surrey, and they had a big man in the middle, like they normally do. They had a big forward or centre. I'm going to have to go back and see if I can find who it was. But he gets away with, on their offence, he gets away with a moving screen on you. Stops you in your tracks, and you kind of you don't go down, but it's clear that he's a moving screen, and the ball ends up out of bounds, and you have a few words with him. Then on the offensive end, you set a screen on this dude. He goes flying. He's big. Yeah, who was it? Can you remember who it was?
Oh yeah. Lacey James, the athletic brother.
He sent him flying.
Yeah, but you're not gonna. I mean, that's just normal. Like, you're not gonna hit me and get away with it. Like, at least I'm gonna do it back deep down. Like some later on in the game, I'll catch you eventually.
Target. Got a target. Any other questions? Go on.
The older I've gotten, the more I like to diffuse stuff. Like I see, especially obviously we all know Antonio come in and Antonio talks for the whole of the BTR, if I'm being honest. So with Tone, it's like a lot of the times I'm trying to. He's good. Like he looks as if he's angry, but he's genuinely not. That's just him. So a lot of times you'll catch me saying, "Tone, forget about it. He ain't working." Like I'm just trying to do stuff. But then you hear the other guy say certain stuff to him or to a teammate, and in my head, definitely I wouldn't let that go. Like I'm telling him to go crazy. Like if I heard that as well, like go, like feel free to go crazy. Let me put some headphones in. These guys are coming.
LVC, I've got one for you. Obviously, you're away on Albania duty. How does it feel differently playing international basketball to British basketball within league play?
International, I'm not going to lie to you, it's crazy. Like the size is very different. Like you a centre is genuinely a centre. Do you get what I'm saying? And in Europe, a lot of the times is the fundamentals are so sound. Like the guys in Europe can really like they're so basic but so effective, if that makes sense. And I think with our team, I have quite a big role in the sense of like I'm one of their primary offensive players. I'm one of their main guys, which is absurd to me. Imagine. But I kind of like that responsibility because it kind of teaches me a lot, if you get what I'm saying. It's a good level to play at, if I'm being honest. I really love the professionalism around it, if we're being real. Like, I think a lot of teams can learn. Of course, it's very different here because you fly overseas to play. Like, you go to different countries, you'll do like a month and a half on tour or some rubbish like that. But it's like a whole different level. And I think compared to the club level, it's very, don't get me wrong, club level, you have to be very tactical. You have to be very specific. Like, every small detail counts when you play for your club because you do it for 9 months. So, certain play and certain actions you have to run to the T, otherwise it just won't work. Whereas internationally, it's defense translates into offense. Like, your main concern is to not let the other team, like, genuinely, like, I don't remember the last time we have had an offensive day since I've been here for the last 3 days. We've not had one day of offense. We go in every day and we just work on defense. It might just be the coach himself, but we literally come in and we just work on defense. It's literally the only thing I'll focus on. And then offensively, it's kind of just play your game. You're free. Like, if you're good in a pick and roll, get yourself in a pick and roll. If you're a shooter, get yourself wide open or spot up. So it's kind of like, I'd say the biggest difference for me is the intelligence. At a club level, you can have possessions off. You can kind of slack a little bit. Whereas in this level, it's so much of a mind game as well as a skillful game. Like, you really have to play the X's and O's. You really have to, like, the attention to detail is a lot, and the physicality of it is unreal. Like, here in Europe, this illegal screen you was talking about, it'll be illegal here in Europe. Like, anywhere internationally, it'll be Europe. Like, it'll be legal completely.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'm so surprised myself. Like, me, you know me, I'd complain about anything. So even just now, we just had a little friendly game, and they kept super hard hedging, and the guy's like constantly just smacking me in the shoulder. And I'm turning around telling the ref, yo, it's a foul. And the guy's looking at me saying, like, man up, like, get on with it. I'm thinking, in the BBL, the guy would get sent home probably. We'd get ejected if he played in the Bristol game. That's how rough they were playing.
Go on, Mr. Nicholson, sir, you've gone very quiet. It's not like you.
Well, I'm letting LVC shine, letting him say his thing. He's got a lot to talk about.
About time.
I got one other thing. Obviously, we got returning players, LVC. Tell me about the new guy. Tell me about James Hawthorne. Do you remember playing with him? Do you remember playing against him?
Yeah, of course I do. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course I do. I speak to him, like, I got him on my Instagram. We speak every now and then. And even when he signed out, I sent him a voice note straight away. It's like, oh my God, I can't wait. Now every time I get blown by, he's going to be able to block someone at the rim. He's so athletic, stupid athletic. He runs the floor and he's such a hard worker. Like, I remember him from Surrey. Even Korean used to say a lot of the times, it's just his work ethic, his professionalism, and his character is such a lovable character. He's a happy person, always smiling, and he's genuinely a really cool dude. The only thing I remember about him is he had like a super strong, like, I think it was like an accent, but I'm not sure where it's from. Obviously, I've never been to the States, but it sounded like one of them heavy cowboy accents. I don't know why I'm doing this. It was like I
think he's from Mississippi.
Yeah. Where's that?
Down south.
But his accent, like, even speaking to him sometimes and whatnot, like, I just nod my head. I'm like, yeah, James. All right, cool. I ain't got no idea what you're saying, though. But he's a lovely person and superb athlete. Like, athlete-wise, I'm really excited to be playing with him. And I think he complements our style of play. Yeah. He complements PJ's style of coaching, and he most definitely will complement the running and the athleticism of Tone, of Troy's and whatnot. So even, I'm looking forward to it. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think if you got Antonio and James Hawthorne running at you at fast pace, yeah, look out below. Look out below.
Yeah, genuinely. And he can jump out of the building. Like, it's so scary how athletic he is.
I can remember,
literally as if he's jumping on a trampoline.
The putback dunk against Denzel.
I was going to say that
back in Raiders. That was crazy.
I can't believe you said that.
Do you remember
Don't tell Denzel.
The block? He blocked. I clipped it and I put it out as block of the century. Like you said, he was higher than the backboard, and he just rejected. It might have been Dens.
It sounds like him. To be fair, I'm not going to lie.
Smashed off the wall at the back. It was like he turned. The ball became a squash ball, and he just twatted it.
No, I'm looking forward to playing with him. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the other guys coming in and whatnot as well. So I think it'll be awesome. I think it's going to be a hell of a year.
Well, I've seen Deuce twice.
It'll be an amazing year.
Twice this week.
Who, Deuce?
I've seen him twice this week. I was in the bus, so I didn't get to speak to him, but he waved both times. So.
Bless. Yeah, bless Deuce. Deuce is the real veteran of the league and the team. Deuce, he's the real vet.
He didn't play like it last season, though, did he?
Absolutely love him. No
you
way.
Sure he wasn't, you sure he wasn't getting
Tone and all of them?
He won the clock back. Yeah.
You sure he wasn't getting on the bus? His car broke down the other day.
Yeah, did it?
You should have given him a lift, man.
He was a little today.
I am genuinely not surprised. Have you seen him drive?
Is it? No.
He's an amazing driver. He's an amazing driver.
This can't be easy. He's got like
Pablo,
size
just
20
pick him up
feet.
and drop him off every day, please.
Yeah, like hasn't he got like size? Is it 18 feet?
Yeah.
18. But he can press the gas and the brake at the same time, and the clutch probably if he turned it sideways. No wonder his car's broken.
With his feet through the bottom like the Flintstones. Ads, my man, talk to us. Where you gone?
I'm just enjoying listening to.
What's up, Ads?
No, it's just really.
I talk too much, don't I, Ads?
No, I'm enjoying it.
Don't I, Ads? Forcing all the time.
I was going to pop up with that game against Bristol. That was my game of the season. By the way, of all the games I watched last year.
Which one? Sorry, the game against who?
The when you hit the game-winning shot.
That other team in the Southwest.
Yeah. That was my game of the season. I'm a closet Patriots fan now. Having been banned from my own team. The Patriots.
Who's your team? Who was your team before us?
He doesn't want to say it. He doesn't want to say it.
Tell him, Ads.
The Manchester Giants.
Who?
The Manchester Giants.
That's got to be second best game of the season, isn't it? The overtime thriller we had against the Giants.
Well, it was. Was that the game where Kofi dropped 55?
47. Yeah. That was one of them.
That was before.
There was another game. Yeah.
I watched that online. Exactly where I'm sitting right now. I watched that game online. I couldn't believe it. And then Dan Clark goes and makes that shot.
That was annoying. That's so annoying.
Well, yeah, mate. I know, innit? If it wasn't anyone else but Dan Clark, I would have tweeted him something so spiteful. But it's Dan, so you can't.
That game was so much fun to watch because let's just say Kofi had a bit of a point to prove to somebody that night, and boy did he do it with that performance. And it was one of those performances where I was gutted that they lost the game because it'll be a bit more forgotten. You know what I mean? Because they didn't win the game, but he went off and did. It was amazing. But now that I remember watching that Bristol game, and when you hit that shot, I was just like, you are actually shitting me. And then when who was it that hit the other one?
Rowell.
I just burst out laughing. I was just like, this is not happening.
But that shot was ridiculous.
Do you remember the week before that? When Antonio hit the off the backboard three?
Yes. That was against the
Giants. And then the fans after the game were like, oh my God, can it get any more exciting? And I'm trying to tell him, like, that's probably the most exciting a game can ever get. So next week, if it finishes in like 4 quarters, like make sure you come back, all right? Like we're not always trying to win on buzzer beaters and game winners and whatnot. Like even if we win by 30 sometimes, make sure you still support us.
But I'm telling you, I'm sure. You guys kept having these mad games like that, and obviously the Giants game as well. I'm sure you guys were racking up a lot of viewing figures on BBL Player because of those games. Because it was like
we officially were.
Sure. I started watching every Plymouth game because you're like, something mad's going to happen.
Are there numbers for
I think loads of people did.
There is numbers for it. There were. I can't remember what they were. I did ask at the time, but our viewing figures are way up. Thanks to these guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's something always going on in Plymouth. I need to get down there.
Well, somebody asked.
Mate, you have an open invite anytime you want, Matt.
I know.
I can't believe Paul's not sent you a shirt yet.
So, I've only just got one.
Right.
Don't start LVC with that because he'll start asking.
I want to do shit.
No, I got you. I got you. Paul, can you
bidded for yours?
For you, look.
I bidded for your LV.
Yes, Paul.
It went to 200 quid.
I know, I saw 200 quid.
Yeah, did you guys see that on eBay?
Paid for it. Find out I've never paid for it and tell him, give me the 200 quid. I'll give him a shirt. What's he doing?
LVC worn shirt on eBay, £200.
I bidded 50.
Unwashed.
That's my limit.
Unwashed.
Let's not squeeze the
make
sweat
sure we
out
throw
of
that in there. Can I show you guys what's for dinner?
Yeah, do, yeah.
Please,
talk us through it. This is a podcast.
Is this Albanian cuisine?
No, mate. I'm not a big fan of the stuff they're serving tonight. That's why I'm in the kitchen now to complain.
LVC is the fussiest eater
I'm the most,
you've ever met.
Is he?
I can't joke your flea renta.
I'm serious. LVC Dusha.
We're going to do a player's cookbook at some stage.
Just put chicken and rice in there for LVC.
Literally, that's honestly what I just said. Can I have just chicken and rice? I genuinely just said that. Filetto pure me do macarona, patch. Please. I can't filetto pure.
Is please the same in both languages?
Thank you very much.
Nah, he speaks both languages in one conversation.
I know, but I do that. I do that because then they're like, "Oh my god, all right, he's not really from here. Let me be nice to them." deep down, I know everything that they're saying. I just pretend. I'm not. I swear to God, I do it loads. I'm always like, "Please, thank you." They're like, "Oh my god, you're from England." I'm like, "Yeah. Can I get some more food?" They're like, "Yeah, go on."
Nice.
They're really nice people, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, this isn't going to go with the question I've been asked by one of the fans, because you've just said you're nice, but somebody's asked, do you revel in being, to some teams, you're the bad boys of the BBL? Does that fit?
To a lot of people, I'm the bad. To a lot of people, I'm the bad boy of the BBL for some reason. But I'm not going to lie to you.
No, part of the team. People just got upset because we beat them.
I'm the bad boy of the team. No, you know what? I'll be honest with you as well. And I'm genuinely being honest as well. I'm not even trying to be cheeky. A lot of people judge me without knowing me. Like, genuinely, a lot of people would judge me without knowing me. Not many people, they'll see me, they'll see the way I speak, how I was raised, all of this weird shit, and they'll just make a judgment of me. A lot of the time, I'm the kind of person that will go out my way to most purposely make someone feel comfortable. I'll go out of course, I mean, I've not really had much interactions with all of you guys apart from Pabs and Paul, but like I would go the extra mile for anyone who I know is genuinely like a good person. If you get what I'm saying? Like I'm a really good judge of character. So if someone's an absolute arse, like I would know. But at the same time, I'm really respectful towards them if I have to be. But this whole bad boy persona, whatever, that's not me. Like I'm not no bad boy. If I'm being honest with you, like if I want to be a bad boy, I wouldn't be a bad boy in Plymouth. There's no reason to be bad.
I don't think the question was you personally. I think it was the team, the bad boys.
The team's definitely a bad boys. The team are all bad boys. Everyone except me. Everyone except me is a bad boy on this team. No, I'm joking. I think that came from the kind of. I'm not going to lie to you. No one respected us at the beginning of the year.
No, true.
Like, we were genuinely not respected. Let's be realistic. And then obviously we had the good game against Manny where Kofi killed and kind of, all right, Patriots are stepping up, whatever. But we were still disrespected heavily. Like, I'm not even being rude. Like, let's be realistic at some of the stuff. We were disrespected by some of the owners who used to own the old club. Like someone who's meant to support your own city, community, whatever, let alone people around the league. We're never going to win a game. All of these channels who die for views and likes and whatnot, all are saying all this rubbish. Do you get what I'm saying? Everyone's kind of talking about Patriots ain't going to win a game. They're useless. What was it? Hooper's Voice used to put. I love Hooper's Voice. My best friend runs the Hooper's Voice page, so I'm picking on him for a reason instead of anyone else because I know he won't get touched by any of it. But even him going on there saying you guys ain't going to win a game, you lot ain't going to do nothing, you lot are just going to be the backup dancers of the league or whatnot. To be fair, we had every right to come in there and have that bad boy attitude because we came in and we made a playoff spot. We knocked out Newcastle, who's one of the most successful franchises for a win or go home kind of match. I feel like we kind of deserve to. Of course, we crossed the line sometimes, or it was our fault. Like, we're not like the most sensible people, whatnot. Like, we crossed the line, they crossed the line. It's normal. But in terms of that bad boy persona, I feel like we deserved to take that year. We weren't respected by anyone, so why should we come and play against someone and we beat them? But yeah, you want us to respect them. Like, let's be realistic. Even Jay Marriott, Drew Lasker, and all these people beginning of the year putting us bottom of the league on every single one of them. Do you get what I'm like? I respect both of them. I'm not even calling them out like that. I respect both of them. By all means, I respect their whole, whatever they do, the whole BBL show and everything. But even them kind of putting us at the bottom, we had every right to tell them, oh, whatever, like, you ain't got a clue about anything. But obviously we didn't. This whole bad boy persona, it's not us, truthfully. But I feel like last year we had to be that bad boy persona to win games. We had to go to Manchester and win the head-to-head and literally fight with Manny. Newcastle game, we knew if we don't try and be a bad boy on Fletch and Darius and all of them, or Justin Gordon, they'll walk all over us. Like, you kind of had to, I always say in a fight, like, hit first. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if someone's going to walk up to you and square up to you, you smack him first before he smacks you. Like, obviously, I'm not encouraging that, but that's just like what I've gone by. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to come to our house and move us out of our house. You're not going to come to our house and disrespect us. You get what I'm saying? Even on the road. And then we kind of built that, and a lot of it would come from Tone's aggression and the way he pushes and drives, from Troy having his back, from Deuce being the veteran on the team and kind of having every single player's back. And even Deuce, there was days I don't hear Deuce ever curse or say anything. Deuce is the loveliest human being in the world.
He's great.
During the game, when we'd get into it with people, I'd see Deuce front line of everyone, kind of, what you talking about? Let's get it. I'm saying, oh, Deuce, like, okay, Deuce, like, I like this. Like, this is brand new. I love this.
He was the one who got quite involved before the scuffle.
He's the reason the whole Bristol thing happened.
Yeah, he was.
He's going to get so angry I said that. He's the reason it happened. He's the one that ran up to the guy's face and was like, how dare you talk to me? I just started getting crazy. And then the other boy come on and then we say to Deuce, you're 30 years old. What are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be doing this. And he's like, man, I was just lost in the emotions. I was like, who cares? Like, we won the game. Who cares?
The thing is, I always find it when people get on the back of teams in that way, I always just see it as complete false economy, because all they're doing is gassing up you guys to go, well, all right, you want to go there, guess what's going to happen? And the second point I'll make with it is that often the people in the teams that are perceived as being the bad boys off the court are the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
And we genuinely are.
I'll step in here quick, V,
Paul,
just to watch these guys like from face value. I've seen V like literally go like 4 rows up in the crowd, like grab like one of the kids and speak to their parents, bring them down on the floor, pass a ball with them, and then the next day, like, who was the kid? There was a kid who turned up and he was wearing, I think he was wearing an Albanian top. ELVISI spotted him in the crowd and gave him his shoes. Just gave him his shoes.
Nice.
That's my absolute guy.
He's not making NBA money. He's not got no shoe contract. Like, you know?
Not yet.
Oh, sorry, man.
Not yet.
Yeah. I got to do a better job. I get that.
No, but even stuff like that, like it's kids. Obviously, for kids, I'd give the world to the kids if I could. But even with fans, you have to interact. Like, I think as clubs, every club should do more to interact with fans. Realistically, I know this is for the podcast, but every club's financial gains comes from sponsorship fans, most importantly. Do you get what I'm saying? So in my mind, if all I've got to do is have a conversation to make someone feel loved and wanted and cool and part of the team, that's easy for me. I can do that every day. I can do that any day of the week if I have to. Yeah. Genuinely. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like varför ska jag ta med en drose så högt då? Ja, intervju.
You gotta go.
I love the way he said most of that in Albanian and then just went interview.
Yeah, I know, because I don't, to be fair, I'm not going to lie to you. These people here are very special people. Very special.
Yeah.
But, with the fans, I don't know. Fans are easy, though. Fans, I feel effortless with fans. Like, I don't feel like I go above and beyond for fans. I feel like I just do what I have to do. Macaroni, filetto pule, please. Hello, everyone. What are you doing?
Just want some chicken and rice. Come on.
I told her I want some pasta with chicken, and I got to wait. But no, with fans, I honestly think you like, why not though? It's like, we're not doing it. I'm already in the arena. It's not like I'm going to the arena to meet them, to give them my time. I'm there. Like, why wouldn't I give you my time? Thank you so much. Thank you.
What's your opinion on BBL social media and whatnot?
What are you looking at, Paul? I think in terms of the whole like media around the BBL and whatnot, are you talking about as a whole, yeah, not just the BBL on its own?
I mean, interaction more than anything else. The way the fans are on Twitter, the way people react on social media.
I think it's good. To be fair, I like it. I think it could be a bit more feisty. If I'm being honest, I think it'd be good for business. For like, I don't know if you remember.
I do try.
No, I know. No, to be fair, you do, but you got to remember, a lot of people, like, we live in a country where people are no offense, are soft. People don't take well to
criticism,
being offended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, if you tell someone the truth, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you just insulted me. It's like, not really, I'm just being honest with you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like this league, I feel like the league needs more of that. Like, when we played it, when I was at Royals, we would do, like, our coaches would do live interviews of going back and forth. They're kind of sending for each other. There's only one team in London. We're the team in London. We'll see, like, we're the victorious. We're top of the table. Like, do you get what? Like, we kind of had that.
Did they?
Back and forth. I feel like we used to have Vince and Junior going at. Vince and Junior were the ones doing most of the trash talking.
That's awesome. They weren't happy with.
But that's
name,
what I'm saying, and it was good. Nah, not at all. But I mean, but stuff like that's good though, because you go to play the game and you kind of have that hostility. Like, even with us and who was it?
Or Patriots?
I think so. Was it with Patriots? With Raiders or Patriots? It was in Plymouth. Was it Cheshire?
Cheshire.
Yeah,
Cheshire
Cheshire.
and Patriots.
Nando's Gate.
Yeah, been going at each other all season long.
Yeah. But I think that's good though. Obviously, Cheshire tried to send for everyone. God knows who they got handling their media. But you get what I'm saying. Like, I think that's good though. I think that's good. I'm not gonna lie. But there's also a fine line as well. I think fans that directly insult players have to accept that players will snap back. Like, we're not, like you said earlier, we're not in the NBA. No one hears LeBron James. No one hears a high-profile athlete to a point where they should just ignore everything. If I go on Twitter and I see someone's directly atted me and started insulting me, and I snap back, and for example, my club turned around and said, "Oh my God, don't do any of that," I would laugh, like, no, without being rude. Like, I would laugh. I would say, "Man, get out of here. There's no way I'm going to allow someone to disrespect me publicly and me not have my view or my opinion or my input." There's no chance. So, and as fans, they have to understand, as players, if you're going to judge us and make a certain opinion and judgment on us, we're entitled more than anyone to turn around and give you our own, like, what we think back. Now, a lot of the times, and I know me, I'm a big culprit, but a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, don't say anything on Twitter." But if my name is Dusha and someone's calling me douchebag, you think I'm going to let that slide? You get what I'm saying? That's the small stuff like that. But the difference for me is, on the internet, it's okay for them to do it because they got Jesus defending them, so it's good for them. But in person, they wouldn't say a word. I know, but like, I think it's like, say it. Like, you're entitled to have an opinion. I think you had an awful game. I think you're crap. I think you're the worst player we've signed. I think, say it. We've heard it all before. But there's nothing worse than you kind of slander someone online and then they snap back, and all of a sudden you want to just blacklist them for the rest of their career. Like me, my early career, like I'm a clown sometimes. I'd tweet some reckless stuff, or I'd at people back, or I'd use an incorrect word to someone, and it'd follow me for years. Like, I remember when I tweeted someone in Leicester a long time ago saying, someone was like, "Oh, how dare you talk to Rob Paternoster like that?" And they completely misunderstood the whole thing. I said, first of all, like, me and Rob, like, we were shaking hands. Like, we weren't even, like, the conversation we had was positive. It weren't even negative, but it looked negative from an outside. And then that followed me for years. And it was like, "Oh my God, obviously snapped back, called someone, insulted someone on social media." But you're not going to insult. Like, I think if you can give it to someone, you've got to be able to take it. And I think as fans, like, just kind of understand we're human as well. Like, you're not going to belittle us online and feel good about yourself. And, "Oh my God, I got off my chest what I really wanted to get off my chest." Like, we're not kids. Like, we're all grown up at the end of the day. You're entitled to your opinion. If anything, like, DM them. It's more professional. Like, I'd actually respond back and say, "You know what? Thank you for giving me your honest opinion." But if you do it publicly, to me, it's more you're trying to shame me or something.
Yeah,
I find it weird. Sometimes Twitter, particularly. I don't really use anything else, if I'm honest. I don't know how it all works, but it goes.
You got a face for Instagram, though.
Like, yeah, face for radio. It goes from one extreme kind of to the other. So you have an opinion on something, and very quickly snaps and becomes personal. It then doesn't even become an assessment of someone, how they're playing. It just becomes their shit rather than... It just
becomes insults.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because and the guys are sort of chuckling, but I've been going through it since they named the BBL Team of the Year. I didn't agree, and I have nothing against him. I think he's a great player.
That's awful.
I didn't think...
Who are you talking about?
Well, specifically, I didn't think Darian Nelson-Henry should have been there. He plays 20 minutes a game. They go through all the advanced stats.
Who would you have put instead of Darius?
Rashad Hassan.
Instead of Darian Nelson-Henry.
Rashad Hassan. He's a higher index
100%.
rating. He's got a better points per game.
100%.
And he plays 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that big time. The one I did, who was it again? It was Gino.
I'd have had Antonio instead of Isaiah Reese as well. And I think we did pick that on Below the Rim. That was our team of the season.
Yeah, I think the whole Isaiah Reese one. I like Isaiah Reese a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I think I still take Antonio over him any day of the week. I like Isaiah Reese. I think he shouldn't have made that list because of the defense side of stuff. Like a lot of games I watch, and I watch every BBL game, even if it's my team or not. Like I'm a huge, like as a PG, if you lose the ball, the first thing you do is try and go back and don't give him a bucket. And obviously, I'd say as open I want. I'll even tell him once we tell him. I'd watch film of him throw a turnover to the corner, get intercepted, and he'd walk back every time, look back at the bench. Wouldn't get a word said. Nothing would be said to him. I'm not a big fan of stuff like that one bit. But offensively, his game, I'd watch London play all the time just so I can watch him. It's crazy.
That actually gives me a quick question. Outside of obviously Patriots and your own stuff last season, or even this off season, who have you got your eyes on? Who's looking good right now? Who do you think is gonna do some work?
This summer, someone who's absolutely killed this whole summer. But obviously, I'm only talking about the summer for now. Kyle from Cheshire. But obviously, he's not there. He hasn't re-signed, so I'm not sure where he's going. Yes, what he's doing, I'm watching this whole summer. He's become a bully.
He's a talent.
Like I genuinely like what he's done right now. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Ska med folk kan ta en... My coach is going crazy. De är inte alltså betyder med folk. Om så som cash on line med det.
Do we need to leave you be?
No, he just says hi to everyone.
Hello.
He says hi. He says hello. He says he will come on, but he's too famous to come on.
That's probably true. Who does he coach outside Albania, or is that his full-time position?
No, this is full-time position. But he played for years for the national team. He played, I think, similar to me. Like he played for, I think, 20 years. He played against GB when Lowell Deng and when they played in Glasgow years ago. He never stopped talking about it. No, genuinely, I'm not lying. He never stops. When they played, I think it was in like 2008. They played in Glasgow or Manchester or somewhere. Lowell was playing, and he was like, "I was guarding Lowell," and I was like, "Did you guys win?" He was like, "We lost by 9." By 9 is not bad.
Do his team talks start with that? Listen, back when I played against Lowell.
Back in my day when I was guarding Lowell, I used to put my arm bar. I was like, nah, he's quite cool. He's quite cool. He picks on me quite a lot, but he's quite cool.
Oh. Where were we? Go on. Mr. Hashtag Unfinished Business.
What's your thoughts on obviously London and Leicester both going into Europe by the looks of things this season?
Big time. I think that's awesome. One of them's in the BCL, isn't it? And the other one's in the Euro Cup.
Yeah, Leicester, because they won the league and the playoffs, they got to go into the BCL. And London, I think, were denied entry and have gone into the Euro Cup.
I think that's big time. I think that's a very good move. I don't know what happened to Leicester last time. I think it was more financial than anything. I hope they don't have any financial problems again. Like I think if Leicester could consistently be in Europe, that would be so good. And then London going in there, and then you never know. Like once teams start getting their own arena, like Newcastle or another program that I think could easily compete in Europe. But just having that there is awesome. And I think us as a country and whatnot have to be more supportive of teams like that. Must be more supportive. Like when London are playing, everyone put your look at the trainer. He's a G. Nie wspomniałem Jo, pro basketball.
Amazing podcast material.
He's a legend. But yeah, what was I saying? Okay, 5 minutes, I'm coming. Thank you. Yeah, I think everyone should be more supportive of them, to be honest with you.
I just want the league to put the salary cap up so these guys can actually compete. I know the salary cap.
They still do though. They 100% still compete. I know it's difficult and the level of players is different, but in terms of talent, I think they compete. I think both teams can play in Europe.
Well, that's the only thing I didn't like about Lions was that they had a couple of guys that only played in Europe. I wanted to see them in the league.
Yeah, me too. It would have been nice to play against
but the salary cap didn't allow it.
But the other thing I think is a bit of a downward debtor is the whole like when European teams come to play against our European clubs out here. Essentially, they're our clubs because we support whoever it is we're playing against, regardless if it's Leicester, London, whoever. I think we need to do a better job at actually supporting them. Even myself, who's not even with the club, like I think even if it's in Leicester and Newcastle, even with Team GB, like us as a country need to actually support it. Like you watch some of the Leicester games and it's on the Euro ones, and it's like bleachers would be empty, and they're playing in Europe. Like, do you not know how big of a deal? Like, you watch games in Europe. I'm sure you all watch games in Europe. You got the flares going up. You got the flags. Like tip off is always delayed because of the fans. Do you get what I'm saying? And here it's like, okay, well, we're content with kind of coming in and a little round of applause and someone makes a shot. Like, there's in Europe they got chance. We played Romania last time I was with Albania. I do not remember calling one play because I couldn't hear nothing. Really? Genuinely, and that's what and the coach is saying to me, you're a PG, you should be able to. I'm telling him, you come and do my job for literally 2 possessions, and you try to call a play. Like, and that's the kind of level of you should be at. I think we should all do a better job, and I don't know whether the clubs should do a better job at promoting it, or us as fans should do a better job of getting off our arse and going and actually support them. Do you get what I'm saying? I think it's a mix of both, but we have such an opportunity here where I think we don't grasp it so well. You know what I mean? I think we could all do a better job at supporting those clubs. Like, let's be realistic. If we could fill out the whole bottom section of the copper box for a London game, for a Euro game, that's crazy. Well, that's what you want. And I guarantee they'd win. It makes players want to play there. Every time I played in an arena full, every sellout game we've had last year, like, you subconsciously tell yourself, there is no way I'm going to go out there and shit the bed in front of all these people. There is no, obviously you have the whole mental aspect of it, but deep down you're saying, you're not just playing for the 12 guys on the bench and the coaching staff. Like, everyone in this building here root for you. Like, everyone spent money to come root for you. I know that's much deeper than whatnot, but essentially that's what fans look for. If we lose a game and we have such a bad game, 4 or 5 games in a row, some fan would turn around. When I was at Raiders years ago, all the time you'd read online, like, why am I spending my money to come in if you guys are just going to bullshit? And then obviously as a player, you're like, you know what, you're actually right. Like, you look back at the game and you think, I am bullshit. Like, what am I doing? You know?
It's been pretty loud in pavilions as well, isn't it?
Oh, man, pavilions, they're the best fans in the BBL by far. And I dare any other fan from any other club to tweet me, say, dig me your emotions, insult me as much as you want, whatever you want. The BBL Plymouth, like the pavilions and whatnot. And I think, not even the pavilions, I think the fans that come to the pavilions are by far the best fans in the BBL. Like, you speak to people after the game and they genuinely don't even have they've lost their voice. You sit there and you think, like, that's actually a big deal. Like, you know how much you have to really shout to lose your voice?
It's so loud. We can't hear each other. Me and Paul up there trying to do comms, it is deafening.
No, I can imagine. Especially on them close games and that period of them back-to-back game winners and whatnot. Jesus.
That was fun, though. The Manchester one particularly, when Dan Clark was the fourth referee. He'll agree with this more than anything. Dan Clark, when he waved off he did a goaltend earlier on in the game, and the refs gave it as a goaltend, and he turned around and went, no, it wasn't, and they ruled that off. And then,
really?
Yeah, and then Antonio hits the game winner. First of all, he said it wasn't a 3. No, ref, it wasn't a 3. The referee's like, it's only a 2, and then they're conferring. And then he's saying, no, it was after the buzzer. And then
they go, of course, but that's what happens though. Like, you like, I don't really want to really comment on that, but it is what it is. Like, a lot of people get a lot of leeway. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's be realistic. I personally think, and I think Gino's the best player in this league. I'd put Antonio up there with him, but I think Gino's one of the hands down most successful players in this player. I think Gino gets away with a lot. I think he's protected a lot, and the referees respect him so much, which is understandable. He's a heck of a player. But I think, like, even playing against him, like, he can genuinely... I've not seen it often, but I personally think he could overturn a call anytime he wants, if he really wanted to. Like, his influence to the officials and he's someone else. Obviously, with the Manchester game, I wasn't really there, so I didn't see all of... Oh, no, was it the game winner one?
That was the one you watched, yeah.
Yeah, I was.
You were there for that, yeah.
I don't really remember, but ain't no one paying attention to Dan Clark. We won the game, ain't no one care about Dan Clark.
I sent a tweet recently that kind of echoes your thoughts on Leicester and referees. It didn't go down too well.
I know.
You reshared my tweet?
What was your tweet?
I think Pabs and I just went down the line of there's a certain team that maybe gets away with some certain more things than other things.
Yeah. You tweeted, actually, the Rocks played...
It was me.
It was you. The Rocks played...
Leicester.
Played Leicester the week before we played Leicester. Or is that weekend? It was the same weekend, I think. You might have been guys on the Friday night and you just sent a tweet out saying, oh man, Leicester get all the calls. And I just said, well, talk to me after Sunday. And I just basically agreed, yeah, they get all the calls.
I mean, they do win a lot though, so I guess it might come in hand. I guess if you win, you get all the calls. Hopefully I'll have a year where we just win everything and then we might get everything. I don't know. It is what it is. The whole refereeing scandal in the BBL is a difficult one. I would much rather not get too deep into it because it's quite like.
No, we'll leave that. I see Paul's like sloped down in his chair.
Paul hates me because I genuinely would tell the truth about anything. Paul hates me because I'll give you the honest opinion about anything, and he knows that sometimes I shouldn't.
Paul's writing down everything he wants edited out of this podcast.
Minute 16. I can't believe he said that. Edit that, Pabs.
Like B, I'm doing my utmost to like pretend that you're like great with kids and stuff. And
pretend.
I'm joking.
I definitely am.
I'm joking.
I know. No, but it's good, man. I'm actually excited.
You need to eat your dinner, man. You told your coach 5 minutes about 20 minutes ago.
Mate. Yeah, we're done for the day now anyway. Probably just go chill by the pool for about an hour and then get some sleep. It's too hot to do anything. I literally sit in my room, put the AC on like 18, 19 and just sit there. There's not even good Wi-Fi. So I just got to sit there, wait for my Instagram to refresh every 30 minutes.
I'm
actually really looking forward. I'm genuinely looking forward to this to the season. You know, I don't know what I'm very rarely ever looking forward to it until it gets to like 2-3 weeks away. I would be so content with the season starting in 3 weeks. That's to a point where that's how like ready to go I am, especially with all the guys.
It's exciting. It's definitely exciting. I can't remember this many players coming back to one team specifically for a while.
That's actually it was something I thought about the other day. I don't know if Ads or perhaps you know any different. Grant, you may know.
Well, I realised Leicester brought 5, haven't they?
Yeah, when was the last time a team brought back 6 guys or 5 over 5 guys in a season? Over 5 guys.
Rocks under Levandi did it.
Oh, did they?
Oh, yeah, they did actually. They did. So do Leicester. Though. Leicester tend to bring a lot.
Yeah,
Leicester bring a lot of their guys back.
Leicester tend to go 2 or 3.
2 seasons, 2 or 3. Yeah.
No, I mean they go like 2 or 3 seasons. Or at least 2 seasons. Like they have this year, they've re-signed 5. They haven't announced Gino yet, but obviously we're assuming Gino's going to come back. Although there's rumours of a German.
If they're in Europe, and it's completely confirmed, which it is, I think Gino would definitely come back. Because what more does Gino have to do other than to go into Europe and to show his dominance in Europe? I think.
I know there's a few BCL teams knocking around. Sniffing around.
Any team to take Gino would be so blessed to have Gino. Any team to have, like realistically, like we're all basketball fans deep down. Anyone to pick Gino would be, any coach to coach him would probably love coaching him.
How's your dinner?
just for the people listening at home, like when there is an awkward silence, it's probably because ELVISI is trying to eat his dinner.
No, I'm not going to lie to you. I actually would do anything right now to go to Brewdog or to go to like even Shabiz right now. Oh my God, Paul, what I would do to be at Shabiz right now.
Which one? Where's Shabiz?
Right on the corner opposite McDonald's at the bottom of... is that at the bottom or top of town? Bottom, right?
Bottom of town, yeah.
Bottom of New George
right,
Street?
I think, Royal Parade, I think. But if you turn... Don't even... Paul, you've lived there your whole life, Paul.
I know where it is, but Ads and Grant are looking at this show
I need to know.
Guys, we've never been to Plymouth before.
I need to know.
No, they're going to come. Ad said he's coming. Ad said he's getting the jersey, number 12.
That's where the old JJB Sports used to be.
I don't know that either. I've only been here a few years, man.
I'm speaking to
me too now.
Right, but bottom of town McDonald's near there.
Okay. The small McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go.
There
you go. Great podcast.
This is
Award-winning
content, man.
This is award-winning content. If your Ads is coming down soon because he's going to do my garage, aren't you, Ads?
I am, yeah. Aren't you supposed to be a bus driver, Pabs? Shouldn't you know where?
To be fair, where
he doesn't know where it is
a pedestrian street, and if I drove the bus down there, I'd probably get sacked.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
I've seen you drive the bus, Pab.
Have you?
Yeah, quite worrying, mate.
Oh, but
no, I'm joking. You're quite good. No, you're
slow.
Good. You're awesome.
You always recognise me because I look depressed.
Just sat there, head on the steering wheel.
I look very sad. I drive around thinking, I wonder who the best BBL player is of all time, and who would I have in my BBL starting 5 all time. That's generally what I think about all day.
What T-shirt is Ads going to make me next?
Yeah, I've got a few ideas for that. Don't you worry.
Bring it.
No wonder there's always traffic in Plymouth. no wonder there's always traffic. I'm always late everywhere because of you.
You don't get the bus, do you?
No. I haven't got on the bus. I got my license when I was 17. I don't remember the last time I've been on a bus, but.
Well, it's a free ride on my bus anytime.
What? Do you pick up and drop off, or I got me you at the bus stop?
Genuinely, if you were anywhere on my bus route and waved, I'd pick you up.
Hello to our sponsors, City Bus.
Yeah.
I'm going to put... Oh, yeah. No. No disrespect. I love China Fleet. China Fleet.
I want to go and play golf there. I had an invite, but I was working all the bloody time.
Golf against who? Paul Nicholson. Guaranteed win. Guaranteed win.
Is he shit? Are you shit, Paul?
I've not played against him, but I can't wait to play against him.
I'm better than LVC, but not as good as Joe Hart.
Well, Joe Hart plays all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Joe's like a little Tiger Woods, isn't he? So it won't be fair. But Paul, on the other hand, Paul's like a confidence booster. Just take Paul down to the course and just be like, "Come on, mate, let's play so I can get my confidence up."
What do you shoot on the golf course?
Who?
Me? Little balls about that big.
You tit. Well, that's a good sign.
I thought you were asking me. I swear to God, I had no idea what I did. Oh, actually, 9-iron. That's what I use shoot. Oh no, I use 9-iron. That's what I use a 9-iron.
Okay, let me be a bit more specific. How many times do you hit the ball
before it goes in the hole?
For all the holes.
Par. It's always a par for me.
Is it? I'm definitely not playing
par
you.
For me. I'm not gonna lie. No, I don't even know what par is. Is it a good thing? Is that par a good thing? I genuinely don't know. But a par. If it's a good thing, I'll take a par.
Mate. Oh dear.
I'll definitely take a par if it's a good thing.
So Nicholson said,
"My night.
Balls?
Can we talk every night? Can we all talk every night so then I don't have to go sit on that table?"
What sort of thing do your Albanian teammates talk about?
Love Island.
Like being from
Love Island.
No, not Ireland. Being from like London, whatever, and coming here, and these guys have never kind of really left the country. A lot of the questions is like just about London. Like, what's this? All right, so you got a picture of the underground, like just the most random stuff. But they're really nice people. Like one thing.
Do they all sit and stare at you?
Come back. Yeah, well, no, not anymore. They used to. When I first got here, it was quite like I found it quite awkward because it was like I felt like an outsider. Like years ago, and I've been playing for nationally for 6-7 years now, so I kind of felt like a bit of an outsider, if I'm being honest. But like as time's gone on, like there's no difference to them and me. The only difference is I just live in another country. Like the more I hang around with these guys, the more I realise, you know what? I kind of see where I get the whole nice character from. Like I see why I'm such a caring person because in Albania it's normal to like. I'll be honest with you, like here it's like. If you're friends, I'm coming. I swear to God, 2 minutes. I've got someone's phone for a hotspot and he's been following me around the whole time. And bless him, he's such a nice guy. But they're so lovely people here. Like it's so caring. Like it's normal. Like if someone got hurt, for example, like one of the guys dislocated his elbow just now in the game, everyone will kind of go above and beyond to kind of make sure he's comfortable, make sure he's cool. And I know that's normal, but I feel like here it's actually it's a lovely place. Like it's very rare that I've ever been in I've never once had any violence in Albania. I've never once had an argument in Albania. I've never once had a heated conversation. Like, it's such a chilled out city. The only issue with this place is, for me, it'd have to be how hot it is.
Yeah.
I can't stand this heat with a passion
at
all. Like, I don't mind hot, but I don't mind like Plymouth hot because it's only like 20 degrees, 25 or something.
Yeah, and you always got the rain to cool you down as well.
Come to Glasgow, it's 14 degrees hot.
I'd be fine in Glasgow. No, but don't get me wrong. I don't like the cold though. I love hot. The only problem is it's not when it's too hot. We're playing in a gym that doesn't have AC at 37 degrees, and it's like, and the coach is like, catch the ball. It's like, no, I can't catch the ball. My hands are soaking wet. Like, you catch the ball. Are you asking me to catch a ball and it's dripping wet? But no, it's cool. Like, the whole country's nice. The guys are awesome as hell. Decent place.
Well, if you
More's coming next year.
You say about the where you get your kind of character from in terms of the motherland, as it were, Albania. Your character from your life story, and I've said this many times on the podcast. Your life story is unreal. If you ever need anyone to write that, I'm there.
To be fair, I did get approached a few years ago by Red Bull to do a sit-down interview but it was when I was at London, to be fair. Nama was on to help sort it out, to do a sit-down interview with Red Bull about, well, I forgot what it was called. It was like past, present, future, or some weird project, whatever. And I've always wanted to kind of do it, but my only issue is, like, I feel, not that I really care, but I just hate the judgments that come with it, if that makes sense.
I get it, but there's so many. Yeah, it would go a long way.
I would love to do it. I'd love to do it, but it's
people
just
straight, because the concept, the preconceived notion of asylum seekers, of refugees, is all bullshit. Like, how many people have actually met someone? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, I tell people a lot of the time, like, I'm quite, like, I'm just fortunate. Like, if I stop playing basketball today, I'll be so happy, because that is what it is. I'm not going to lie to you. My parents are like the two of the hardest working people in the world. And like, sometimes I'll have days where I'll just sit there and I'll be like, you know what? Like, my dad's actually done everything for me. Like, I'm spoiled. Like, I tell people all the time, like, I get it. I work hard or whatnot. In fact, sorry, I didn't even know anyone was in it. But yeah, like, my parents are so hardworking, and to me, it's like, my dad left his whole family. My mum left her whole family to come, literally just me and my two brothers. And the way we got here, obviously, you already know, but how we got here and the stuff that went on for like 16 years of like being an immigrant. Like, you don't actually understand how, and plus, especially growing in London, I'm not going to lie to you, you have no idea how easy it is to kind of, one wrong move or just, my dad used to always say to me, like, I don't want, to me and my brothers, I don't want you lot to be the reason we get sent back home. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
He always said to us, I don't want you lot to be the reason we get kicked out of the country. So being young, I've always had that fear. Like, plus my dad's quite, like, he's crazy, not crazy, but my dad's a proper dad. Like, I don't even want to say it before people start turning up to his house, but my dad's quite strict as well.
Traditional, yeah.
Yeah, super traditional. So to me, it's like, I've always kept that. And me and my brothers, we kind of grew up. The older we got, the more we started living life a little bit and making our own mistakes. Like, we kind of always said to each other, never bring anything back home, especially when we was immigrants. So like, if anything was to kick off at school, whatnot, like, the back of our minds, we would always say, yo, like, we can't afford any of this, because if we get sent back, and even when we nearly, like, I forgot what they were called, I was quite young, but we got put in like one of them homes, but they're about to send you back. And I'm just sitting there, me and my brother's like, Dad's gonna fucking kill us when he, like, they didn't capture my dad, they only caught us guys. So then we just sat there and we was like, me and my brother were looking at each other like, he's gonna kill us when he sees us. There was one thing he asked us to do, and it was to make sure we don't get deported. And we literally sat on a plane about to be deported. But then obviously the whole lawyer and the whole whatever happened. Yeah. But it was a weird time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was weird, but it was good though. I feel like stuff like that make your characters. You get what I'm saying? And I met so many like other families going through it. Like when we was in I forgot what it's called, something. I think it was the Gatwick homes that we was first ever in, the first place we ever went to.
and you meet people who are going through the exact same thing, and you like speak to them like, so why are you lot here? Like, how come you're in the UK like illegally? And it's like, oh well, I don't know, we've got this war going on, and like, half my family's been bombed, and we got nowhere to live. So we thought, you know what, we're going to take the risk, and if we make it, we make it. If we don't make it, then we'll just join the rest of our family. And it's just, to me, it was like, wow, because obviously I was a bit young, and I have a conversation with my parents now about it, like, you know, what happened. Like, I remember vividly the journey here. I would never forget laying down on the suitcase, literally laying down, and my old man just grabbing me, telling me, "Listen, we've got like literally 3 minutes to get from here into the back of that lorry. Otherwise, you can forget about. You better go back to your grandma, basically." Yeah. So it was just, I don't know, it was cool, but it's like it's a very like, oh hello. It's a very like, not for me. It's not a sensitive topic anymore, if I'm being honest. Like, it's not sensitive at all. But at the time, it was weird. I just don't like telling certain people because people just judge you. I feel like you get judged quite a lot, in especially being a foreigner. Everyone's like, you're a foreigner, isn't it? So what are you talking about?
Man, DC, write that book, bro. Write that book.
No, but I'm not I'm not good with stuff like that.
I'm there.
Pablo is.
I would love to. I don't. You're more than welcome to write it. We can sit down and do something if you want. I don't know. I just hope no one really tries to judge me or some shit. What's up?
No, I don't think you got any worries about that.
To be fair, I don't care. I've got a passport now, so you can't really do anything. Once I got my passport, I didn't really care. And I was like, oh, well, technically, I was asking my dad, is that all right if I can cause trouble now? I was like, is that all right if I can misbehave a little bit now? Literally, I was like, technically, like, now that I've got my passport, does this mean I can do a little shit? No, but honestly, it was years of struggling, and I give so much respect and credit to my mum and dad for what they've done. Like, me and my brothers, a lot of time, like, we would do whatever we can to make our mum and dad happy. Like, you get it? Like, we would genuinely, like, I know I shouldn't say it, I would give anyone's arm and leg for my parents. Mine, theirs, anyone's in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the consequences neither. For my parents, I've always said my whole life, I don't care what. Like, once my parents, like, are sorted and situated, I couldn't care less about myself, if I'm being honest. And me and my brothers are all like, my parents are super, like, chill, like, super nice people. They're just a bit too hardworking, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, they never know how to chill for themselves. Kubushko. I feel like everyone's going out and I'm just stuck here. Hey, where are you going? Kubushko. Pashina. Marquez.
Casino? I heard casino there.
Where? No, I wait here. I wait here for you lot. I wait here. I would love to go to Marrakesh, huh? Yeah, they're all going out. So long. But no, you know what? You lot actually made my day. I wish we could do a podcast every day.
Man, you've made mine.
This has been quality, man.
Man, this has been brilliant.
I appreciate you guys.
Inspirational guy.
No, I appreciate you lot. You lot are good people. Just stop labeling me as a bad boy in the league. Can you please do that?
I have never once written that.
I know. No, not you. I'm talking about Manchester and Glasgow. Can you just stop labeling me a bad guy?
Oh man.
No, I'm kidding, mate. You lot are G's. You lot are good people.
He's on the move. Where are you going?
No, I'm trying to get away from here, but everyone's just outside. I want to go to the swimming pool bit, but it'll be too dark. Oh no, it's audio, isn't it? Go on then.
I've still got blue sky in Glasgow.
This is going to be like the longest podcast episode ever, purely because LVC just needs someone to talk to.
No, you don't think I'm joking? I'll let you lot know. I'll let you guys know when the podcast is done. I ain't got no curfew. I haven't had anyone to speak to for 3 days. I haven't spoken English in 3 days. I don't think you guys get it.
Really?
I haven't said it. To be fair, I speak to some of them in English. The please and thank yous and the okays and all of this, but that's about it, really. That's genuinely about it.
The guys on the team, is there a good domestic league in Albania, or do they play overseas?
Yeah, no, they have most of them are domestic, if I'm being honest. Like, our team's nice, but we're not the strongest, and I think it's because a lot of the other teams have a lot of imports, like a lot of guys who play in top divisions elsewhere, and we kind of have a lot of guys who play top division in the Albania League, Super League here. So, and it's not the most like toughest league, if I'm being honest, but it's good though. The talent's really good and all that. I think the only difference is they don't have enough opportunities here. Truthfully, like I'm speaking it into existence and hoping to get it done. I'm actually opening up I want to link up with the university and the city centre, and then I want to do like an academy for guys to have like, not an academy like I went to, but like more of an exposure thing where they can actually kind of be seen by people outside of Albania, if I'm being honest. Like, I think there's guys in this league, in this country, who can actually play basketball at a good level, but they just don't have the opportunity because it's Albania, because it's so minimal, because it's so poverty kind of driven, like not so much recently. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would love to help people. I genuinely would. Like I'm speaking to one of the assistants now who actually has an academy. I'm saying to him, look, like you keep your academy. Let me just add some sort of exposure. Like see if we can bring some coaches to come in here, and then kind of give them a chance to play. And their facilities are crazy. This is their outdoor court.
We saw the indoor court as you walk through the thing. That's insane.
Yeah, the indoor court's phenomenal. This is the outside. Like this whole complex is one team. The name of the team is like Gorga Basket. This whole thing is there. So like they have guys, like pro players would come here, live where we're staying. They've got tennis courts. They've got outdoor basketball. You've got swimming pool. You've got market around the corner. You've got 2 gyms inside. You've got a whole weight room downstairs. And it's like it's so crazy how good it is. Like it's like I like it. Like if we had something like this, it'd be phenomenal.
If a team in the BBL had anything like that, it would be raving about it. Like, you know.
No, 100%. But it's like, obviously, we live in Albania as a country where you kind of just build where you want. You don't need planning permission. If you've got the tools, get busy, literally. So, which is not ideal, which is not the best thing. But I mean, if a team in the UK had a venue like this and a kind of complex as it is like this, it would be crazy. Like, it's absurd. Like this will be the next level, I think.
Yeah.
I think it'll be and they've got a whole little bar here. I didn't even know that. Wow, they got a bar down there, seating area. But no, this country's going forward a little bit. One day. Can you lot play tennis?
I love tennis.
Can you play that?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm
Grant's a tennis coach.
So
I'm a little Tim Henman, you know. Tim Henman's my favourite player, and he's old school. So you lot better be careful. I'm an old man.
Are you better than Josh Ward-Hibbert though?
No way. Josh Ward-Hibbert's a pro, isn't he? He was like
unreal player.
He started off tennis, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's still on the list. He's still on the ATP list.
Is he? That's not a bad little weekend, eh? Let me go play a game against rank number 1 or something. Let me rank last and then play as number 1. Get a little £50 check and then make my way back.
£50.
You never know. That seeding probably don't even get anything.
I feel like this podcast has turned into a little trip of Albania right now. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm just being a sightseer.
Yeah.
No, there's not much to see here. You see a lot of mountains and a lot of like potholes. So that's about it.
Sounds like Glasgow.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. A lot of mountains and potholes. Oh dear. You lot are funny. You guys are some funny people.
Do you ever? I was scared to ask this. Do you ever listen to our show?
I actually do. You know who listens the most to all of these shows? My older brother. It not annoys me. Yeah, not annoys me, but it's quite scary how much my brother, the BBL show, you lot show, any podcast, especially with like my own team, not so much with other teams, but anything to do with Patriots, he's heavy. And he'll call me straight away and say, "You're an idiot. Why would you say that? You're an idiot." And I'm going to say, "What are you talking about? Like, I haven't even watched it myself yet. How are you watching it?" But he's like, you can even ask Paul, he's like a major fan of like, of Patriots, of myself.
Yeah, he's always messaging in and asking questions.
Everything. Yeah, like he tries to come to as many games as he can. Like he genuinely is such a fan. Like I watch him. We'd be driving somewhere. We'd have like an hour and a half drive. He'd put a podcast on. I'm like, "What are you doing? Put some music on." He's like, "Nah, shut up. I want to hear it." Like, "What are you doing? I do not want to hear my own voice. Believe me." But, yeah, he's a huge fan. He listens. And to be fair, I do listen to him a lot, especially when you've got like some of the features of some of the guys, especially the ones that I know and stuff. I do. To be fair.
Does your brother live in Plymouth with you, or does he live in London?
No. My brother don't. He lives with his wife and kids in near my dad's spot, and he works there. But he tries to come to games when he can. Like he tries to drive down a little. If he could, he'd come to every game. But because he's always worked. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he loves it. Like, he would do anything. Like, even when the Sheffield one, I think he had my old man not been well recently, so I think in Sheffield he had to kind of, I think it was go buy, like, get some material for the business we got. But in Sheffield it's cheap. Don't ask. Probably only saved like £20, but it's just how my family is. He ends up going to Sheffield to pick it up for my old man, and then I didn't even realise he's just walking down the stairs. I'm thinking, hold on, I recognise that guy. And I'm seeing him, and I was like, what are you doing here? He's like, yeah, Paul got me the tickets. I'm like, wait till I call Paul. I was like, wait till I get hold of Paul. I was like, what do you speak to Paul? Tell Paul my brother's not allowed to come now because he's so opinionated. So, like, we'll watch the game, and he'll come up to me afterwards and be like, oh, what are you doing? Like, you should have done this, or when this guy's pressuring you. And I look at him, and I'm like, listen, I've got PJ already on my back. I've got everyone else on my back. The last thing I need is you on my back. But no, honestly, he's such a good fan, and he used to actually be a professional football player himself. So a lot of the mental, when he was really young. So I think when he was 16 or when he was in year 11, however old that is, he was playing for Brentford and Luton Town at the time when they was in Division 1, I think. So he was quite good with sports. So then all the time we're talking about sports, and he will always kind of give me like the whole mental aspect of it. He'll be like, trust me, it's more psychological and all of this. And a lot of the times he's right as well. But as an athlete myself, it's like, listen, just leave me alone. Like, do you get it? But he's good. Like, my brothers, I got a lot of love for both my brothers. My other brother, on the other hand, he's as straight as an arrow. He will tell you, you are awful. He will say, you had the worst game I have ever seen. And it's like, I've just lost, right? That's the last thing I'm trying to hear. Like, I'm not trying to be upset or anything. But he would just tell you as it is. My older brother's more like, listen, it's mental. You got to get back in the gym, work out, blah, blah, blah. Boss, you okay? Chapa Merabira.
Like, where are you actually walking to? You've been walking for about like 10 minutes now.
Soft, please. Nowhere. I'm literally at them lot. All the players.
In the same place. You just walked around in a circle.
Yeah, literally like this. Genuinely, I just did. But there's a reason though, because normally we chill at a swimming pool at this time, but the coaches, like all the coaching staff's there. So I'm just going to chill by the bar. And the old boy over here is going to go get me a drink. So it's all good. It's all nice there.
Are you still stealing this guy's Wi-Fi as well?
Yeah, best thing I said to him, I'll give him £10, and £10 goes a long way out here, believe me. £10 out here will go super long. I said to him, I'll give you £10. He called home and got the rent this month, so it's all good. No, I'm joking. He's one of the younger guys. I'm actually trying to get him a job outside of this country. He's probably one of the best 19-year-olds I've ever seen in my life. But
really?
He's Albanian. Yeah, he's Albanian though. So, to be fair, I wanted to get him to a student at Marjan. I genuinely want to get him as a student at Marjan, but the whole visa problem and Albanian, no one likes Albania, so Albanians can't travel anywhere. Like, you really can't. You can only travel in other Balkan countries.
Well, that sucks.
I know. But I've said to him, just keep working hard, keep playing. Like, your time will come. Like, trust me. Working hard would never go unnoticed. If there's one thing I've learned over the years is it all pay off. It might not pay off directly at what you want it to, but somewhere in your future, in your life, everything you've devoted and the time you've given will always pay off. Thank you so much. There, Trump.
Non-alcoholic? Oh no, Heineken, lovely.
This is non-alcoholic Pabs. Yeah, I weren't trying to 0%. Put any audio in there. It was just photos, no audio.
Hey, obviously, what about some BBL predictions for the upcoming season?
Number one,
it's hard to tell right now.
I'd go number one with Patriots. Number two with I couldn't care less. As long as we finish top, I genuinely couldn't care less. No, I think this year, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I feel like every year the BBL gets tougher and tougher. Truthfully, yeah. I feel like last year, I'll be real, I don't think it went up at all. I think it stayed like we're all fans of the BBL. Last season compared to the COVID season, two completely different years. The COVID year, in my opinion, was much more like it was difficult. Like you really had to hoop, like to a point where no disrespect, no shade thrown at all. Like even Surrey were competitive that year. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah,
whereas this year was more like there wasn't any upgrade or downgrade. If I'm being honest,
There was a bit of a gulf, wasn't there, from Leicester down?
Yeah, like 100%. You had Leicester. Like, let's be realistic. Newcastle had a woeful year. I think that says enough. You get what I'm like. For Newcastle to have such a crap year, then it's like, all right, well, I guess not. But I think next year is going to be even more tougher, especially with the two teams in Europe. I think teams are going to have to recruit kind of to accommodate them. Like, I don't think anyone wants to settle for third. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think people have to come correct. I feel like us guys have done a marvelous job at keeping a lot of the guys. Like, I don't think we're going to have that 2 weeks, 3 weeks to a month or a month and a half of building that chemistry, finding that cohesion, kind of getting that togetherness. We kind of already have it. Like, we're still in the team group chat we all have. Like, we still pick on each other on there. We still, like, would put a picture of Deuce and his long ass feet on there and kind of just get onto him about it. Like, we have that little family feel still about it, even though we're heavy into the off season and we stopped playing about a month and a half ago.
I like his. You say about his feet. His sneakers are custom made, surely, but the colours are bang on.
You can't throw Deuce a bounce pass. You genuinely can't throw Deuce a bounce. Like, you ask him, he would say to you, "Man, come on, man." Like, that's all he says. Man, it's like, Deuce, what are you talking about? Like, what athlete in the world cannot? He does. Sorry, he's got great hands. Don't get me wrong, but he's so like, man, my feet. The amount of times I've thrown him like the little pocket pass coming off a pick and roll, and I like to do that little touch pass through the little gap, and he'll hit his foot. And it's like, dude, any other person in the world would like catch it and finish it. You have to accommodate for the size of your feet and everything now. Like, this is just not normal. Like, even me, like, I've got to think, all right, now I got might be careful because size 18's over there, so I got to make sure I put it a bit more forward.
Yeah.
Like, just Deuce being Deuce. Such a lovable character, though. Jesus.
I'm a big fan of Deuce. I think he's.
Yeah, me too.
It's a breath of fresh air last season. The way he came in.
I love how he puts everything. You ask Deuce to do anything for you. Deuce, can you drop me to shop quick? Man, my kids, man. Like, Deuce, what are you talking about? Everyone's got kids. I'm just asking you to drop me to the shop. Like, I love him for it because deep down, he doesn't want to say no. Like, he's the nicest person in the world. He does not want to say no. So he'll give you an excuse. You get it? He'll just say, yeah. I'm like, dude, just say no, man. I like you even more when you're honest. Tell me about your kids. Bring your kids with you if you want. No, got a lot of time for them.
Why? Listen, have you always been number 12? Is that a choice?
Pretty much. I've been 12 pretty much my whole life. I went through a year. Don't judge me neither. Of having 35 when I played at Royals. No, when I played at Royals, the second year, the year we had the Lav twins and it folded. I think that's why I shouldn't have worn 25, but 35. But the summer before that year, I don't know what happened. I just couldn't. I was just scoring everywhere I went. I was scoring. So in my mind, like Kevin Durant happened. Do you get what I'm saying? So then, I was wearing 35 at most of the tournaments, and I was like, hold on, it might be the number. Like, I've never been able to really score the ball. I average like 6 or 7 every year. Like, I normally just average assists. That's about it. And then I was like, cool, I'm going to change my number. Change to 35. Season starts. I genuinely don't even think I averaged anywhere more than I would ever normally average. And then, after that, I was like, I'm done with 35. I'm never doing it again. How silly of me to kind of be superstitious like that. But 12 has been my number my whole life. I used to want to play number 10 because my brother used to wear 10 for football.
Oh, yeah.
But one of the teams I played at years ago, like the coach's son, and we all know how important the coach's son is.
Oh, yeah.
He had number 10. Yeah, so then it was like, go on, I'd forget. So, let me take 12.
So there was no other reason for 12, just that it was.
No, to be fair, 12 has always been a number. Our professor, like from street ball, the professor used to always wear 12, and his ball handling was so like. I used to be so intrigued about how to do that. I still don't think I've ever met anyone that can handle the ball the way the professor does, and he used to wear number 12. So, and then as I learned to dribble a little bit or over dribble as well at times, I realized, you know what, like number 12, the professor, and because it was the next closest number to when I used to play years ago.
Well, there you go. I'll let you into a little secret. I was always number 12 when I played water polo.
Why? Or just for fun?
Because there were 2 reasons. One is my dad played football at a pretty high level county-wise, and he played for a team called Southwick. Okay. And he, when they gave away their old kit, and I'm talking, it had a badge on it, like a Christmas card. Oh. Yeah, I'm talking like 70s probably. when they gave the old kit away and they could take one, he took the first sub shirt because it was the one least worn and it was number 12. Because back in those days you didn't have squad numbers. When I was younger, I saw the number 12 and I just associated with my dad. But secondly, because water polo hat numbers only go up to 13, and I wanted Michael Jordan's number, and I couldn't have it because it's 23. But he played one game. He played one game as number 12.
Who?
Michael Jordan.
When?
Early 90s, I guess. I think.
That's mine and your reason for number 12 now. Don't edit that bit out here so no one thinks I just made it up. But from now on, number 12 is because Jordan once wore number 12.
Somebody nicked his 23. Someone broke into the dressing room, nicked his 23, and they went to the club shop, and the only thing that fit him was a 12 without a name on it. And he played. There's a big picture of it somewhere. He had like 40 points that game as well. So there you go.
Mate, what a story. Number 12. That's
is LVC now coming on every week?
Mate, every night. I'm here till the 8th. Every night,
we can just
send me that link.
You just got to throw out LVC one question and just put your mics on mute and sit back and watch the show.
Literally. We should have thought about this. We could have done this. We could have done a report from Albania every night while you had been out there.
Like a little Love Island recap, but just like an Albanian recap.
What happened during the day?
Tomorrow night. It's like little glimpses of what's going to happen.
Who fell out with who dislocated whose elbow.
What coach's comments happened today. Nah, mate, you lot are legends. You lot have made my day today, I'm not going to lie. You've made my day, but you've absolutely annoyed that kid who's giving me his phone. You've definitely made my day, but I know that kid, that phone I've got is so angry right now. He's sat there asking someone else, can I borrow your phone to go on Instagram? Probably.
How old did you say he was?
19. Such a boss. He's such a good player. No, definitely not. But I tell you what, though, he's it reminds me a lot of myself when I was young. Because when I was his age, when I was like 19, and before I came into the BBL, his work ethic is insane. Before our game, he was in the gym, literally doing it. Like he came in. I know it's hot, so he might have been that as well. He walked in like having done a full workout, literally bust his ass in the game. Like when I mean plays hard, like he picks up full court.
So he'll be playing Sunday.
I hope so. Yeah, he got cut last time I was here because he was young, and obviously everyone else is old. But like the way he played today, and after the game, he sat there afterwards, got shots up for about 30 minutes. I went back to go get the phone off him so I could join the thing, and he was stretching and everything. And I said to him, you know what? Like it's gonna pay off. Like don't ever change. Like he's so like it's refreshing to see that as well. And that's why the other reason why I want to help these lot, because there's someone like this who's actually, and he tells me like his financial situation, and a lot of them here have a difficult financial situation because let's be like £700 UK money is like $1 million and something in their money.
Wow.
So do you get what I'm saying? And to me, it's like, he's telling me I play for the team. His team just won the whole championship. He's telling me, I was like, so you get paid, like you okay? Like you look after yourself, like you financially all right? He's telling me, I get paid like £300 a month. And obviously to him, it's like, he's so grateful for it. Like he genuinely is like, I get paid 300. Obviously I give most of it to my family, but I save, like, I keep some here in case I need to buy like anything for myself, and I just sit there and I'm like, you know what? That's mad. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like and to think that there's people even in the BBL, for example, who make what he would make a whole career, and they would make it in a season. And obviously, it's two different worlds. I get it, but it's just kind of mad to think, to be fair. But his time will come. I know it will.
I feel like you should tell us his name. We need a first.
Marvin Bordane. Just mad. The names out here are reckless. I don't call anyone by names. I've got them all nicknames. Like their names are just mad. His name's Marvin Bordane. But they've all got nicknames. One of them's called Blondie. One of them's... They all got their names from me. Yeah, they all got their names from me. So
wow. Like, way to use your imagination.
Yeah, you know me, Paul, man. I'm creative with my imagination. I'm super creative with mine. Oh, mate, you lot are funny.
Do you know what? I'm also enjoying Ads is like proper locked in. He is like, I'm gonna get Ads some popcorn right now.
Ads ain't said a word. Let's let Ads talk for it because Ads. I mean, to be fair, what time is it back there?
You know what?
This
is probably the quietest I've ever been on a podcast because I could just listen to you all day.
No, but you know what it is though. The problem
the novelty wears off.
The problem is I talk. The problem is I talk. Like ask Paul. Paul would ask me one question. He'll be like, let's do a little post-game interview. He'll ask me one question. I'll give him like a minute and 20 seconds or something. And then he'll be like, all right, cool. I'm like, are you going to call me here for one question? He's like, well, you spoke for most of the whole thing. He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think there should be a thing like there should be a thing like the Truman Show. You know, where it's just like 24 hours a day, ELVISI DUSHA.
Oh, if I had cameras following me around, oh my gosh. Paul would be the number one viewer. Paul would be on 24 hours a day.
Saying, cut that off.
Yeah, as soon as I see these guys on any form of social media live.
No. Tell you what, I'm going on my Instagram live after this just because you said that, Paul. Just because you said that. I'm going on live and I'm going to tell everyone about
That's
Paul.
fine. Everyone in the UK will be asleep.
Yeah, true. No, I'm not. I'm trying to stay off social media. I'm actually I'm saying it to you guys here and on the podcast, so it's out there. I'm going to I'm going to do the most I can to stay off social media next season. Other than repost.
Do like LeBron. Like pick a period of time where you're not going to go on it.
No, but it's not even that. Like in terms of just anything. Like I don't want anything social media wise related to me at all next year. Like I don't want any. Oh, obviously this tweet's offensive to someone, or obviously this, or please.
Paul's relieved.
Saves me a job.
No, I'm gonna have cameras follow me 24/7, 120 digital.
That would be cool. That would be quite innovative for the BBO, I think.
No, they wouldn't dare ever pick me. Let's be realistic. I mean, not that they choose, but I'm saying someone following the cameras. If the camera's following anyone around for 24 hours, I think we'd all hate them after a while. We would genuinely all hate that person after a while. So you know what? Get this guy off my screen.
Well, maybe 24 hours is a stretch, but like at least follow someone for game day or something. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually want to do that next, but I mean, I'll chat
Paul's made a note of that. Paul's writing that down.
Let's make it happen.
I'll chat to Mr. Media. Can we do like a day? Can we do like a day in the life of City Boss Plymouth? Can we do like a day in the your day, perhaps? Like you're driving around all day, you're in Tavistock, you're in town, you're here, you're there.
AV, we'll just
then you're commentating the game.
Me and you will just jump on the back of Pablo's bus and just see where it takes us.
We'll just see how it goes. We'll rate your driving, harsh braking, stopping, your customer service, how polite you are.
2 tickets to wherever the fuck you're going.
I've got to be honest. Don't do that on game day then, because I can't be late on a game day, so I have to drive a bit faster.
I don't. That's probably when I'm going to come now on game day. I don't mind a bit of speed. I don't mind. I'd rather that than how Paul drove.
Paul's reaction.
Cool. The phone's actually ringing and it's working. It's quite good. But yeah, like I was saying, Paul can't drive, but that's a topic for something else.
Like someone's trying to get hold of that kid, man.
No, I feel so bad right now. Like I've got money in my bag. I'm going to give it to him when I give him his phone. I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to say, look, take it. Just please, man. I know I've used his data as well, but it's all right though because I'm going to pay him for it. So it'll be cool. I feel like I should call him over here.
Has he not gone out with the rest of the team?
No, I don't know what's happened. I would much rather do this every night than be sat by a pool and.
You can't find where the team are. You can't call anyone to be like, "Where are you guys?"
No, at all. I genuinely don't. I don't even have Wi-Fi. Like, the one thing I like about being with national team is it really does like make me engage into just pure professionalism and athlete. Sorry, Paul. Don't mean to bore you, mate. Sorry, Paul. I'm not only here talking about this national team, mate. Don't stress. But no, honestly, like one thing I'd really like is the fact my phone don't work out here. I ain't got no Wi-Fi. I wake up early. I have 3 meals a day. Like I'm such an athlete when I'm here, and then it gets me so prepped for when I come back. Because when I come back, I literally I go off the same routine I've been doing out here. The only difference is it's not as hot back home. I've got to anticipate the rain. Yeah. Oh no, Shabiz with chicken wings, not kebab. I'll be hugely. And do you know how much weight I've lost? Oh, Paul, I'm so slim right now. I don't think you understand. I can't wait. Next year, hopefully we can do some like pictures, but without. So yeah, but obviously on my own private stuff, not like that. I'm talking about basketball wise.
Before and after.
Yeah, do you get it? Like I was a heavy kid, beginning of the last season. I genuinely was heavy. I was like 90 something. Now I'm probably like 80 something.
Hey, you might be able to dunk it.
Wait, what's heavy for you?
Nah, stop pushing. I weigh the heaviest I've ever been is I think it's like 96. But like my 96 for me is heavy in the sense of I feel big.
Yeah.
Like when I say big, I feel like not arms. Let's be realistic. My arms are a piece of strings, but I feel like, I don't know. I felt as if I was eating way more than normal. I felt like my thighs were like women thighs at one point. I don't know what happened. To be fair, COVID, it was that year where we had that little 6-7 months during COVID where I did nothing because I couldn't get anywhere, and I just genuinely couldn't. And that kind of just triggered that bad kind of knock-on effect of every day not doing something. Yeah. And then in the last year and a half, it's just completely different. Like I've just subconsciously made the effort. I said, you know what? Either you're going to look like that or you're going to do something about it. And then, yeah.
What's 96 in stone?
15 stone? 14? Oh, I don't know.
Is that heavy?
No.
It's 15. Well, sounds heavy to me though. 15 stone.
15 stone's heavy if you're 5 foot.
Yeah. Good thing I'm 6'2". Legitly 6'2". Honestly.
I can't remember the last time I was 15 stone. I think I was probably 15 the last time I was 15 stone.
Paul, what about you, mate? How much do you weigh?
Oh, mate, he weighs about 8 stone.
Don't get me started. Mate,
my right leg's heavier.
Dad life's put a few on me.
Fucking
yeah, I see. You got the dad bod now, though. I've seen the little beer belly at the bottom. You're looking healthy, mate. It looks clean.
Hey, don't you start, man.
Proper dad bod, isn't it?
Don't you start. Don't you start with me.
He's got to wait till he gets his second one. Oh, my God. Then it's going to work its way up. Then you're going to start having the whole...
I hate you.
You lot are so funny. I'm not going to lie. You guys have made my day.
Well, you've certainly made ours, I'll be honest.
Oh, totally. It's been amazing.
The podcast has gone like a completely different turn today than normal.
I love this.
This is the most relaxed podcast.
Yeah, but this is what would you ever expect from me, Paul, though? Like, let's be realistic. It's very rare that you're going to get me to just be...
Mate, if I'm honest, time. I'm just like surprised you turned up on time.
Span. Yes. No, I was earlier than on time, wasn't I? No, it wasn't. But to be fair, the hour difference, the clock difference and everything, it got to me. That's my excuse, so...
Are you an hour... So it's what, 10 to 10?
Yeah. No, we're an hour ahead. Sorry. So it's nearly midnight here. Yeah, so it's nearly midnight.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to lie. I use jet lag as an excuse. Every time I come here, it's only an hour. Every time I land, I'm like, I have tomorrow off. I'm like, can I have tomorrow off? I'm jet lagged. And they're like, oh, we talk about jet lag. It's only an hour difference. I'm like, oh, please, tomorrow off. Every time I come here, I'm like, tomorrow off. No, bless them.
He's flexing his guns again.
No, I'm not. The mosquitoes out here are a bit much. I'm not going to lie. So I'll be a bit.
No.
Nah, not one bit, mate. Not one bit.
You need to up your ante.
When ads, what game you coming to, ads? Plymouth versus Manny.
Manchester, of course.
Yeah, but when we played down at Williams, no one wants to go to that arena. At Plymouth.
Yeah, man, Plymouth for sure. Down at your place.
Paul provides some of the best hospitality. I'm not going to lie. I asked the SBB. What was it? SSB or SBB?
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, we asked them when they. To be fair, that's when we hit the game winners. That was the Bristol game.
Yes, it
was.
So
you never know, ads. When you turn up, it might be another exotic moment, and another one for the books.
Love it. Well, I'll come down for a week. I'll do Pablo's bathroom or whatever it is you need.
That's not a metaphor.
I was going to say, hold on, a whole week to do his bathroom. Are you sure?
Garage.
For the bathroom?
Just going to do the garage.
The garage. That's it. Yeah. So
I'm hoping you can do some flooring.
Oh yeah, man! I've been on my knees doing flooring all day today, so why not?
Whoa.
Level it out.
Grant,
that's not a metaphor either. Genuinely flooring.
Grant, what are we going to have to do to make you become a believer in the Patriots? I know you die rocks because I can see it on your thing. So it's like, what can we do to sway you a little bit?
I'm a huge Antonio Williams fan. Huge.
Yeah, and you know he plays for the Patriots, right? So you know what that means, don't you? You can't just support him. I'm taking offence to that, actually. You know what? Grant, I can't believe you just said that, mate.
No, I went at one of the games Rocks beat you guys last year. I tagged. Was it just no? I tagged just Paul, I think, in it, and Antonio came at me, so I went, "Come at me," and he did. He remembered the next game, and it was good fun. You were talking about social media earlier on about interaction with players. That's just good fun.
No, for sure, especially with Tone as well. Tone will tell you what he wants to tell you. He's quite good with that. He's quite good with that.
I'm going to get the whole team coming at me next year.
No, well, I hope not. You've heard how we're bad boys of the league, mate. You sure you want to do that? We're the bad boys of the group, apparently. we're the bad boys of the league. Yeah, Detroit Pistons and Ben Wallace is Rashad. Rashad Ben Wallace. Oh, mate.
I loved that last season though. It felt like whoever we played next, because we talk about quite a lot on this podcast. We talk about what are the modern rivalries, because obviously we can hark back years and years, decades ago, and talk. Man,
we had a rivalry. Well, we didn't have a rivalry. Everyone had a rivalry with us.
This is it. Every game it was like this week the rivalry is going to be
because they didn't want to lose. They didn't want to lose to the guys who was the least disrespected. Like we genuinely felt like that. Excuse me, I shouldn't drink that. We genuinely felt like that at times. Like we would, people would play us and they'll be like, "Oh my god, damn Pablo, you should have told me that's what it does." But no, we'd play people and they'd kind of like, we would feel the disrespect before even playing the game. Like we would feel when we'd watch guys like not even want to warm up because they're playing Patriots. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like we had every right to kind of turn around and smack them in the mouth and tell them about it and talk rubbish and let their fans come at us on social media. We'll come straight back. Like, it is what it is. Like, I feel like we had to defend. If there was 1 year, I think that we kind of had to go above and beyond defending ourselves, was last year. I feel like this year, this upcoming season, sorry, it's not going to be a lot of this bad boy persona. I think this year is going to be of kind of, can we do what we did end of last season, kind of the whole year now? Can we be this? Everyone kept talking about unfinished business and bring it back. Of course, myself included and everyone, but like, is it really unfinished? Like, are we going to come in and finish what we genuinely wanted to start? Like, are we going to come in and mean to do this? Or like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if we're here to do the job, like, let's make sure we do the job, because it's all fun and games saying, "Oh my God, we got the same team, la-di-da-di-da, go Patriots, we got the whole 9 guys back, 10 guys back." But unless we actually go out there and show, like, this is what we would have been capable of if we had 9 months together, it'll be a waste of time. So I think we're definitely ready. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I feel like everyone kind of knows what to expect, but we're going to kind of set another level for ourselves, especially with this whole 9 months. And I know a lot of the guys and the character they all have, it's definitely going to, like, no one's content with playing how they played last year. No one's content with being, like, we finished 8th, we made playoffs, whoop-de-woo. Like, no, like, we genuinely want, like, we don't want Leicester to win. We don't want London to win. We don't like London. We don't like Leicester. Obviously, I'm talking about in the moment. I'm not talking about as overall. I'm talking about team to team. Us as players, we don't want Leicester to win because they knocked us out of the playoffs. We don't want London to win because we beat them at their place and we had a good game with them here, apart from that one game before we had our imports. Like, we have a lot of, not issues, but we have a lot of reasons as to why we don't like them. Bristol, we want to smack Bristol. We genuinely don't. I say us as, like, and I say this with all respect with every team, we do not like Bristol at all. We do not like Andreas Kapoulas coming to pavilions and coaching at all. Like, we want them, when they come in here, we want them to suffer. Like, but that's every team. But of course, professionally, we're not violent. We're not going to do anything mad. Like, we want to go out there, win the game. And I feel like we're at a point where we don't care who we play. Bring us a team not in the BBL. We would still play the same way we will. We were still going to have that bad boy persona. We're still going to play aggressive. We're still going to pick up full court. And if one of your players gets dunked on, we're going to make sure every one of your team knows about it. Like, why not? Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm actually looking forward to it. I feel like next year is going to be more in your face than ever, because we would have had a whole year to get together. Like, and Antonio's hit the ground running as soon as he came. And I feel like with the summer he's having as well, watching some of the stuff he's doing back home and having one of his closest friends, Troy, with him, it's endless. I reckon next year is going to be a big deal for us. Like, I personally think, and I hope I don't jinx it, because I believe in rubbish like that, so touch wood, but I genuinely think we'd get a top 4 finish next year, if I'm being totally honest. And if not top 4, we would finish in the middle of the pack, but we will not see anywhere. We're not going to have this, our Patriots going to make playoffs, are they not? I think we come from the spot a few weeks before the season's done next year, 100%. Easy. With the team we have, with the guys coming in, I genuinely feel like we're gonna and I say surprise people, but it's not going to be a surprise. It's going to be, as time goes on, it's going to be, okay, it's Patriots. They're meant to be there. They've set the standards. They're there, I think.
It's so good as well because it's, like you say, such a young team, as it were, a new franchise, only the second season already. Playoffs under your belts already and moving on.
Exactly. And I've been on, I was in Surrey for my first 3 years. We didn't even have a playoff game. I was Dan Routledge. Like, I was surprised. My first playoff game was 4 years into my career. Like, I'd never seen the playoffs 4 years into my career. Even when I got to Worcester, I didn't even get to play in playoffs because obviously, for whatever reasons. But even then, it was like, it just has a different feel to it. Whereas now I feel like with this group, I have no doubt that we're going to finish in a top position. I personally think.
Hey, above my pay grade.
Paul, it's good. Yeah, right, mate. You're Mr. Franchise, you. There wouldn't be Patriots without Paul. PP, get it? Now I know why you decided so heavily on Patriots, Paul.
Patriot Paul.
There's too many Pauls. There's too many Pauls at the Patriots.
You're telling me there's nothing worse than going to Marjans for practice, and I'm like, Paul. And then you got PJ and you got Paul, both turning their heads, and then you've got to point at whichever one you're talking to. The more time I'm like, you, no, you. And you got who else there? Paul, some of the student Pauls as well.
Me, I'm Paul as well. That's why I've got Pabs.
Yeah, but you're smart. You've given yourself a name. Paul over here sticks with his whole original name, Paul Nicholson. Not even
how dare I?
Twang or something. How dare you keep your full name, mate?
I swear to God, I wish I'd videoed some of this because when Paul's facial reactions to some of this stuff is absolute genius.
I know. Paul, I'm telling you, when I open my mouth, Paul's there going, he's just waiting to say, no, stop. He's just literally, stop. He's just waiting for it. Next year, Paul, I promise, everything's going to be professional next year, Paul. I won't say a single word out of line, I promise.
Next year, yeah.
Next year?
I promise, Paul. Yeah, 2023-24 season. I'm not talking about this year. I've signed for this year already, mate. You can't tell me what to do now. I'm signed for this year. I'm talking about the year after, mate.
Fantastic.
Oh, mate. Nah.
ELVISI's the guy that, when I'm making highlight reels or graphics, like, I've always got like ELVISI on my shoulder saying, hey, rewind that back. What did I look like there?
No. Shall I tell you what the real problem is? Paul would post a picture of me looking like an absolute tit. And I tell Paul, what are you doing, Paul? He'll send me everyone's picture. I'll go through the whole feed and everyone's like, wow, model. He'll come in and he'll be like, my hair's all up, my tongue's out my mouth, my nose is like bent. I'm like, Paul, what are you doing, Paul? Like, and I always say to him, I'm like, would you post that on your Instagram? And he'll be like, nah, probably not. I'm like, stop making. I think he does it on purpose, you know. I genuinely think Paul does that on purpose because he knows I'm gonna. To be fair, even when he puts like super good pictures, because more time every picture like him or 120 taken, whatever, is always 30. So sometimes he'll put such a good picture up and I'll still message him and be like, Paul, what are you doing? Like, why would you do that? And he would still think I'm genuinely being serious, even though the picture looks like, made me look, my biceps look big as hell, my abs probably showing, and he probably still thinks it's bad. But I genuinely never thought I'd be the one to say this, but I might go and give the phone back to the kid because I actually feel bad, you know.
It's all good. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show, man.
Sure.
No, I appreciate you not even having me. Like, I would happily speak with you lot without even being recorded. So FaceTime me whenever you lot want. Paul, you've got my number. You've not called me once, mate, since I've been out here. You don't even care about me anymore. That's it. You don't even care about me anymore, Paul. He only cares about me when he needs something. That's
I'm
crazy,
just enjoying
Paul.
the peace and quiet.
To be fair, you've had such a busy week, innit? I already know how busy your week's been.
It's been busy for Pablo, man. I'm not. He's the one writing the articles.
I've seen. Oh, Pablo, you're actually. You know what? I read the article. You're actually really good. Like with, I don't know what the word is because I'm foreign, but you're actually really good with like all of that stuff, isn't it?
Thanks very much.
That's why I need to be a shadow writer for the book.
That's why I was thinking. I genuinely wouldn't mind though. The only thing is, like,
I'm on it.
Me telling you the story, it would be in parts. Like, I'll tell you something from the beginning, then I'll end up jumping to like 12 years ahead. Then I will end up going back to like immigration days. Then I'll go another 5 years ahead. So you'd be confused by the time we're done
like
talking.
An ideal chapter.
I'm not going to lie.
That's what deadlines are for. Yeah.
The book could come out in volumes.
This podcast is coming out in volumes. We've got content for 4 weeks here. We've still got to talk about all the other things for this week.
No, fuck that.
Screw that, mate. I'm here. Screw it, I'm here. You guys can do that tomorrow.
This is all we need. Yeah.
You guys can do that tomorrow.
Yeah, what's happened this week?
Who cares?
Yeah. All I know is that we got all the guys back, and I'm actually excited.
Yeah, hold up a minute. Actually, it's been a busy week. Like, Leicester signed someone, we've signed 7 players. Cheshire signed someone.
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, Cheshire! Have you not seen Cheshire's team? I'm not going to lie. I actually really like Cheshire's team. I think that's going to be a hell of a team.
They've taken some players that were concerned they might not get paid if they stayed in Manchester, evidently.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, well, the whole Manchester malarkey is a bit of a mazza. To be fair, I'm not going to say anything about that because Lloyd coached there and I actually love Lloyd to bits. So I'd rather not. But
he's gone as well.
Lloyd's gone to Surrey, yeah. I seen Lloyd on the weekend, actually, because he's coaching in the little Hoops Summer League. And I think he's quite excited for it. But I'm actually really happy he got that job. To be fair, I don't think... Who else? I was having this conversation with one of the guys. I don't know if there would have been anyone else for that role. Like more, I'm trying to think of another coach off the top of my head.
Well, the
only people I haven't probably came across. Yeah, Newby. That's the only person I thought about.
And Guyman, because he's not at the Kestrels anymore.
What, the Solent head coach, Matt Guyman?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? What, he's not with Solent?
Well, evidently Solent have lost a sponsor.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Told me that. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, now that explains why everyone's going to Worthing.
Yeah, very true.
Now that, I didn't even know
that's where I first started watching basketball, in that little leisure centre there.
In Worthing? What are you doing in Worthing?
In 1989. I grew up in Brighton.
No way.
Yeah.
You know, this whole, I live in, my parents' house is in Crawley.
Is
it? I go to Brighton. Yeah, I go to Brighton probably 4 or 5 times a week.
Oh, that's
most of my people in Brighton. Yeah, Brighton's a bit weird though, isn't it, Pablo?
Yeah,
no
we moved away.
A bit weird. Yeah, I was going to say a bit weird, but it's alright.
We moved away.
I want Pablo and Pabs. I want you and LVC on a bus or something together. Back in the front of a car.
We would have a
carpool karaoke
time. We would have the time of our life.
Carpool karaoke.
I'm definitely not singing. I'll leave that to you. You've got the voice for it, so I'll leave that bit to you. I'll just do the backup dance and then the vocals in the background. I don't know. I'll just do the harmonies or something.
That could be fun.
That word, I'm not going to lie, that would be hilarious. Who's driving though? Paul. If Paul's driving, I'm not doing it. If Paul's driving, we'd be stuck in traffic half the time.
Do you know what? I genuinely thought that could be quite a fun thing to do. When the season starts, as content for the Patriots, is me giving a lift to one Patriot at a time to training, and talking, interviewing, singing, whatever.
That'll be awesome.
Can I drive the bus?
Can
I drive the bus?
Hey, the good news is, Pabs, we have got all the gear to make that happen. So
I'd do that.
That's why
you heard it here first. Let's do it. I'm up for it.
Paul's the guy that you need. Paul's the guy that you need to go to for that stuff. So every time you have an idea like that, take it to Paul. Paul's actually the genius. I'm not gonna lie. Paul's actually an intelligent person, but I never thought I'd ever tell him. I just thought I'd say it because you lot are here. But Paul's genuinely he's legit with his stuff, you know.
How about we do a Christmas single as well, Paul?
Yeah, don't push your luck, mate. you got the beard for it.
Genuinely, Ads is a spectator.
Oh no! Just thought of doing a Christmas single, and you count me in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ads is the musician.
We'll get Grant to do the little vocals with his accent.
What accent?
What accent? Which one do you think? Your down south accent.
Oh my god.
Okay, I told you about 5 minutes ago I was going to take the phone to him. I can't believe I've done it. Hold on, let me walk back that way. No, do you get what I'm saying? I feel so bad, honestly. I'm walking straight there. Whatever you lot say is not going to distract me. I'm walking there and I'm not stopping. I'm genuinely not stopping as soon as I get there because I'm going to feel bad. No, but honestly, I appreciate all of you lot having me on. I actually genuinely like talking to you lot.
We loved it, man.
This is how you
Adam,
celebrate 10 years.
Nice. It was actually nice to meet you two as well. I thought it was just going to be me and Pabs and Paul. I'm actually so glad it wasn't. No offense to you two, though.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, but I appreciate all you lot, though. I'm not going to lie.
Top stuff.
Every single one of you. Paul, can you tag me on the stuff whenever it goes out? Because I know I shouldn't have to ask you, but you know how it is.
I got you. I've already put stuff out on your. I've already put stuff out on your TikTok for you, LVC.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it though. You have to form a board at vida. Sorry. Yeah, go on. I'm going to speak to you in a bit, though, because this guy's actually annoying.
Take it easy.
Go on. Take care. Thank you lot for having me on, though. Seriously.
Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, LVC. Brilliant chatting to you.
Take care. Bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, LVC Dusha.
Phenomenal. I mean, just for listeners, the track count at the moment, we're on 2 hours 21. And in terms of editing, I don't even know where to start. I literally might just let it run, cut it in half, and put it out in two pieces.
Check the group chat.
What have you? I've cut my phone battery's run out.
So's that kid.
See what you want me to cut out. So's that kid. Yeah.
Poor kid's not no phone, no data.
Marvin. Was it Marvin?
Brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Right, fellas, I will leave it there, I think. Thanks for coming on. Ads, my man, you all right?
Yeah, man, just that was just amazing. I've never spoke to him before, and I knew that this was just going to be one of them where I was just going to enjoy listening to him. What an absolute dude that guy is.
Yeah, straight up. To be fair, he's a decent guy. Yeah,
absolute dude. I'm a big Dusha fan, but now it's like off the chart. I'm talking. I want a Dusha jersey, man. Shit.
Brilliant.
Yeah, all you need is douche.
You know what? That was one of the ones where there was so much variety in what we spoke about with him, but he was honestly just so open and honest.
Yeah.
Told us it all, and you know what? It's brilliant. Like, our guy deserves to be playing on in his 10 years, if not for however many more he does in the BBL or wherever he ends up, and deserves all the success he can for what he's been through and stuff in his life.
For sure.
Phenomenal life story. I genuinely mean that as well. If you speak to him, if he wants to,
you got to do this book for him, perhaps.
If he wants to start getting stuff down, I'm up for it.
Yeah, he's always keen for stuff like that. He'll get involved for sure.
Because his story is awesome.
Like, as much as we joke around, like, because he is like, we have a real good joke with each other, but he generally is a good dude. His heart's in the right place. He does things outside of what he should do in his contract. You know, yeah, like he's a good pro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the dude, it's, you know, he's what it's all about. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He set standards for me. You know, it's like that is what being a professional ball player is all about. Love it.
And this is why we do what we do.
Yeah.
It's all about the players.
100%.
Well, there we are. I think I'm knackered. I am absolutely knackered.
Honestly, I've not laughed that much in ages at stuff. This is brilliant. And honestly, the digs, Paul. Hey, you've got a strong backbone putting up those digs,
mate. This is nothing. The shit I get from that guy. And to be fair, we all give it to each other. Like, we all go at each other. So he's a good guy. He's all right. We get on quite well. We filmed like a whole documentary on YouTube in my house, which is quite cool. Like, when he got injured. So in between Raiders and Patriots, he got injured. It's on my YouTube and it's on his YouTube. We made like a 3-part documentary for his injury. He's.
I remember you putting that out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's because obviously at the time, it was in that period where Raiders disappeared. So actually, I didn't have a job. LVC didn't have a job, and then all of a sudden, Patriots appeared, and then we finished up the documentary.
Yeah. Ads, Paul, Grant, thanks for coming on. Thanks at home for listening. Until next time, which will probably be a live, depending on what happens in the week in terms of BBL. We're going to try and do the draft. We're going to do it live, the movie draft. That could be entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Straight onto YouTube for that one, and probably I'll try and get it to stream live on the podcast stream as well. We'll see how that works. But anyway, till next time, take it easy. We'll speak to you soon.
Peace out.
After Bucks, crush crews after us. No games, we ain't laughing much. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list, how we twist shit. What changed with the name? We still here, you're rocking with the best. Don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks. Who's the boss? Dudes is lost. Don't think 'cause I'm